The officials of our championship game, the referee is Steve Button.
We're moments away from first period action in the 1988 Ontario High School Hockey Gold Medal game. There's the M.M. Robinson starting goalkeeper Rick Burt. And they'll defend the nets to our right for the first stanza as the M.M. Robinson Rams wear predominantly maroon uniforms with the gold and white trim. Burt now all set to go in that Ram nets, and he has to be a nervous youngster. Goalkeepers are probably the key ingredient, especially in a game of this stature.
Well, no question about that, Mo. Rick Burt is a fine goalkeeper. He played a good game last night, and that's what got him here for today's big gold medal matchup. And by the same token, at the other end of the rink, there you see on your screen, there's the Windsor Riverside Rebels, and their goalie, Jim Helke, also played a fine game last night to get his squad here. And he actually was taken out of the play in last night's contest against Fenelon Falls. A player had jammed him in the net, and he had been knocked down for about a minute. He looked like he was hurt, but he came back up. So here he is in action today for Riverside Rebels in this gold medal game.
That's Jim Helke between the pipes for the Windsor Riverside Rebels, who will defend the nets to our left. They're wearing black and gold, predominantly white uniforms with the black and gold trim, as we are set for first period action in the gold medal game. Puck is in. This one is underway. The Rams in possession. That's DeMay. Gets it here for Stephen. Brings it into that Rebel zone. Dribbles it behind the net. Back after it. Banwell whips it up on the far wing. It'll skitter down ice. Scooting after it. Kirk DeMay for the Robinson Rams. He's checked, but kicks it up on the wing. It doesn't come out except with DeMay continuing on with a shovel pass picked off. And it's going to be shot back in by the Rebels. Going back is Burton. Spanks it up on the wing to center. Scooting down ice. Here comes Chris Miller. Miller flips a pass he intended for his man in front, but it was broken up. Here's a shot. Again, stopped by defender Imperioli. It's going to come up on this near side. Moving up. That is Miller, who got belted along the boards by Savage. Shot back behind the net. There it's yanked by Helke up on the wing. It'll be chopped by Savage as far as center. Rams take possession. That's Miller. He can't get anywhere. Taking it back down ice for the Rebels. That is Seguin. He'll shoot it in deep. Now a shot at the short side, covered up by Burt. As the Rebels forward Smart tried to shovel it in. Now Windsor take possession inside their own line. That is Richardson. He'll spearhead this offensive, carrying it through center. Richardson hits that line. Weak slow roller into Rick Burt, and he'll cover up. 1 minute and 33 seconds gone by first period. No score. Should remind our viewers that each period it's a 15-minute period. 3 periods with the 15-minute stop time.
And so far, I guess no major scoring opportunities thus far early in the going, Mo.
No, but they have certainly come out bumping. We get play going in the Burlington zone. It's banked now up on the far right wing. At center. Coming into the zone, that is Ireland. Gets around his check. Now he's hooked down. No penalty coming. That's Dimoff. Or Dimoff, rather. Gets it up on the wing at center. Richardson moving against Collins. Taking it in on the boards. Works it free. In here for Webster. Webster leaves it. There's a stiff body check thrown by Burlington's Ireland. Now at center. Check that. That was Evans who threw the big body. It's worked in over the line and chopped out again. It's going to be gobbled up by Franson of the Rebels. He'll meander through center. Hits that line. Winds up a shot. Didn't get through. And the Rams are going to clear it down ice. And they're going to call icing here, as they do not wait for the player to go back and touch the puck on the ice, and they immediately blow it down once it hits the end red line.
I got a hunch, Mo, they're just feeling each other out right now during the first 2 or 3 minutes before we expect to see anything major. But these clubs are very capable of turning it on offensively, and I'm sure they will in the not too distant future. But expect to play like this for a couple more minutes.
There's draw in the Burlington zone. A wrist shot stopped easily by Burt as Moscow let it go. Now we get play halted, and we'll get a draw coming again in the Burlington zone. Lining up for the draw. That will be Sure for Windsor against Nutley for Burlington. Nutley wins that faceoff. It'll be sent around on this near side outside the zone. Windsor have to clear. Imperioli will flip it back in. Here's Burton or M.M. Robinson up on the wing. At center, that is Nutley for the Rams. In here for Girton. Moving in, but he is double teamed off the puck. Windsor with a 3-on-2 developing at center. Faust a long shot, gloved down by Burt, and he'll take no chances and hold on. 3-on-2, Gary, and Faust elected to let it go from well out. They perhaps could have done something a little more goal-worthy than that long shot from the point.
Well, they will very shortly, believe me. This Riverside club have a very explosive line, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute.
There's a draw in the Ram territory. M.M. Robinson work it up to center ice. Scooting down to the line. There's a shot by Sprague, was blocked. Continuing in there is Stephen. He'll backhand it in front, but there's Banwell to clear it down ice. A race for it. That is Seguin going in. He'll give it off. Now moving in front. That was Kinghorn. He lost it as goalkeeper Burt got in the way. Here comes Robinson. Rams through center. Stephen hits that line. Will dribble it in deep. Goes in after it. Bumping there was Savage and fell down on top of the puck, and he may be shaken up.
Yeah, he is down there. He's just moving his legs. I don't think it's... They're calling for medical attention, and out comes the trainers. Should mention something about M.M. Robinson. Some of their bigger scorers up front there. Chris Miller, in 37 games, he only had 4 penalty minutes, but had 24 goals, 25 assists for 49 points. Or make that 21 goals, 29 assists for 50 points to lead the M.M. Robinson team in scoring, along with Stephen, also, who had 26 goals and 24 assists. So Stephen and Miller, 50 points each, followed by Nutley at 49 points. Big scoring machine off the M.M. Robinson side.
Well, it would be a big blow to M.M. Robinson if Brian Stephen can't continue. He's down on the ice right now, shaken up, and he's still writhing there with his legs, so he is in some pain.
Would be a severe blow for them to lose a player like Stephen, Mo. Co-leader on scoring along with Chris Miller at this early in the contest with 11:21 left in the first period, and a look of concern over at the MM Robinson bench and on head coach Tom McFadden's face.
Well, he looks to be getting up under his own steam, and in a game of this stature, it's going to take an awful lot to keep these players from continuing on, I'll tell you.
And as you mentioned, they are wearing the maroon jerseys, or as you so elegantly called them, the cranberry-colored jerseys of MM Robinson.
And they've got the bulk of the crowd here at the Copps Coliseum on their side. No score. We're 3.5 minutes gone by here in the first period. The MM Robinson Rams against the Windsor Riverside Rebels, and this the gold medal game for the Ontario High School Hockey Championship. Play going in Windsor territory. Dimoff sends it around here on the near side. There's a scuffle for it there. Richardson works it free, but whistle does blow, and will do it again deep in Windsor territory.
MM Robinson got their key defensive pairing out there right now. Back at the blue line, number 7, that's Kirk DeMay, and number 2, Trent Burton, and that is their top defensive pairing.
We get play going in Windsor zone. Imperoli up around on the far wing, moving up. That is Burlington's Burton. Robinson, MM Robinson's Burton tries to center, can't do, and Windsor come away. Here's a pass for Richardson. He'll go in after it. Richardson drops it off. It's now in along the near side. Play to the point. A drive by Imperoli went wide. It's shoveled in there by Dimoff. Rams can't clear. Dimoff again with a slap shot, and Burt may have got a piece of it. It'll carry him all the way to center. Here's a 2-on-1 developing. Faking the shot is Evans, but he has it poked away. Imperioli with the good defensive play. Here's Richardson back for Windsor. Tried to drop it off. Webster going in after it. Webster working the corner boards for Windsor. Gets it back to Imperioli. His long shot, he scores! And Windsor get the first goal. They lead 1-0.
And that was that line out there, Mo. The Richardson, Kerry Smart, Brent Webster line. They make things happen. That's their big offensive production line. It came through last night, and it has in the tournament play. And that puts them ahead right there with 10:14 left. 1-0 in this gold medal game coming from the Copps Coliseum.
And the goal comes at the 4:46 mark of this first period. A long slap shot from the point. It didn't look to be screened, Gary.
No, it didn't, but he was here comes the replay right now. Let's take a look at it. It's set up at the point there. Imperoli takes a shot. No, he wasn't. That's just a pure, simple, good slap shot, and it went.
Puck is stolen. A good chance in front for Bob Bell, but he lost control. Here's Bell
Riverside
still working in that MM Robinson zone. His pass picked off and sent into the neutral zone. 1-0. Windsor Riverside Rebels lead this one as it's Langlaw lifting it into that MM Robinson Ram territory. Back after it, that's Collins. Plays it up on the near side. It's pushed out by Girton. Faust can't get anywhere for Windsor. Now breaking free. Here's Tower. Centered. Scores! Brad Nutley gets it for the Rams, and just like that, we're tied up at 1.
Beautiful breakaway there. They came down, though, the two-play situation, and Nutley put it in just a matter of 30 to 40 seconds after Riverside or MM Robinson. Riverside had taken the lead. They came right there. There it is. Two-way passing play. It ties it up with 9:33 left in the first period. It's 1-1.
Mark Tower.
Give all the credit to Mark Tower with that perfect feed to Nutley, who made no mistake. And the Rams get that goal back. It took just 41 seconds to respond to the Windsor opening marker. And we're going to get our first penalties here in this contest right now.
And as we do that, I'm going to summarize the scoring in this period. We just had Brad Nutley from Mark, let's see, number 22, that's Mark Tower, and that was 5:27. And just a few seconds before that, Rod Imperioli from Jeff Richardson and Brent Webster at 4:46, which sets us up at 1 apiece.
So both clubs making good on their, really their first good chances of this gold medal title game. And we've got a 1-1 tie as we're past the 5.5-minute mark of the first period. Remember, it's 15 minutes stop time each period. Here's Dimoff in that Windsor zone. He'll play it here for Kinghorn. Starts it up on the right wing side at center. Lifts it into the Rams territory. Reeling back is Kirk DeMay. Sends it around on the boards. It'll be cut off. A shot attempted by Banwell is blocked. Streaking down ice. That is Sprague with a long shot. Easy stick save for Helke. It's going to be Seguin, the captain of Windsor, losing it. Again, Helke with the stick stop. Seguin tries it again. Has it in that Windsor zone. Comes out of the corner. Makes a good move. Flips it ahead at center. Kinghorn, as teams are skating at 4 aside, drops it now to Seguin. A shot. Chest save by Burt. And he covers up. Actually, the puck was still loose, but the whistle did blow. So Rick Burt in the Rams goal, Gary, looking kind of shaky here in the early going.
Well, I could understand him being shaky in the gold medal game here at the Copps Coliseum, the first time any of these boys have ever played here. And they've certainly got reason to be. We've got a fair-sized crowd on hand, and also coming off of the 2 big games they played yesterday. But he's been there for the challenge.
What a treat it must be for these young lads to play here at such a beautiful facility, the Copps Coliseum in Hamilton. It's Windsor with possession at the far point. Imperioli is grabbed, flips it to the middle, and it's going to be shoveled out of there. Getting back to pick it up for Windsor was Richardson, or Rams almost had a breakaway. Richardson bringing it in. He loses it, and one of the Ram players on top of the puck freezes it as we get our first sign of some pushing and shoving.
Well, the refs broke that up. We've got 36 seconds left in those roughing penalty calls to Savage and Stephen of Riverside and Robinson respectively. And that little potential there was stopped by the ref.
Certainly emotion is running high in this title game, but you do not want to get involved in any kind of extracurricular activity such as fighting, or you're out of this contest.
And they just pulled off number 24, M.M. Robinson. The 24, Jamie Evans, their key player in that squad. He makes things happen when he's out there, and replacing him with number 11 coming out, Brad Nutley, who scored the goal for M.M. Robinson back at the 5:27 mark.
Play going in the Robinson zone. A shot dribbles into Rick Burt. He'll cover this one up as Darcy Kinghorn kind of fanned on the shot, and an easy stop made by Burt. Once again, more pushing and shoving.
Darcy Kinghorn, very instrumental in last night's semifinal contest. I believe he got the tying goal, which at 5-5 they tied up Fenelon Falls, which set up the win when they went ahead there with Brent Webster. And I'm going to talk more about that a little later. They've got that line out there, incidentally.
We've got play going in the M.M. Robinson near corner. Again, another stop. This will be our 3rd consecutive face-off coming in M.M. Rams territory. It's Windsor Riverside Rebels 1 and the M.M. Robinson Rams 1 in this, the gold medal game in the Ontario High School Hockey Championships. It's Windsor controlling the draw. Franson's shot is blocked. Look out, 2-on-1. Here's Nutley going down ice. He'll shoot it himself, and he whipped it way wide. It'll carry him up along the wing. Smart has it for the Rebels at center. He'll turn it right at the line. Plays it cross ice. Pass picked off. DeMay hits that Windsor blue line. Still got it. Trying to move in. Now he shoots it fine. Glove hand save by Helke as Kirk DeMay showed some real adeptness with stick handling there for M.M. Robinson.
Certainly, Mo. That is Kirk DeMay of that top defensive pairing. His partner is their captain, Trent Burton. And when they're out there, things happen defensively. They can check, but more important than that, offensively, they coordinate things. And he's a fine skater, and he proved right there he's got a good shot. Very impressive player. Kirk DeMay, number 7 on defense for M.M. Robinson Rams. Also a good save there by Helke.
Rob Imperioli scoring for Windsor in this one, and Brad Nutley replying for Robinson Rams. Here comes Windsor into the zone. Richardson moving in. He's got a chance. He was set to shoot it, but got decked by Brad Nutley, who was back checking. It's going to be an offside call as Richardson had not cleared the zone, so There's a great piece of back checking by Nutley to take his man down, who was just about set to give Windsor a lead.
Well, certainly trying to go out in front there. Wanted to mention another thing about that. The Rams' Mark Tower is an excellent hitter. He's number 22. I don't know if he's out there right now, but when he comes out there, he laid a tremendous check in last night's contest, in their semifinal contest. That's number 22, Mark Tower. We'll look for him.
Mo Carter along with Gary Carpanini bringing you the game action here from the Copps Coliseum in Hamilton. The 1988 Ontario High School Hockey Final, the gold medal game. We've got 7:12 to go in the first period of a 1-1 tie. And the bronze medal game, which finished up not so long ago. A real exciting affair indeed, wasn't it, Gary?
Mo, if this gold medal game can duplicate the excitement of the bronze medal game, it'll be back-to-back classics right here on Cable 14.
It was Fenelon Falls Falcons winning at 6-5 over the Emery Eagles of Weston. That for your bronze medal. It's a 2-on-2 for the Rebels. Into the zone, Bell tries to take the return pass. It was poked away by Kevin Dack. Here comes Burlington's M.M. Robinson with a shot. Pettit let it go. Blocker save. In behind the net. Rebels take control. It's going to be banked down to the Robinson line. Dack will fan on clearing. Here's Bell trying to move in. He loses. And Dack starts away for the Rams. He'll take it to center. Elects just to dump in as he's tired. It'll go behind the Windsor net. Where it's taken here by Banwell. He'll clear it out. Just 6.5 minutes to go here in the first period. A 1-1 tie. The Rams can't get it into the zone. That's Banwell for the Rebels. He'll lift it into Rams territory. Back to collect is Trent Burton. He's the captain of this M.M. Robinson Ram Hockey Club. His pass blocked by Savage. Tries it again. Now through center. Here comes Steven trying to go in. He's sandwiched off the puck. Dimoff fell down but managed to shovel it ahead. And it's going to be shot deep into the Rams territory. Burton back on the possession. Plays it up on the wing. Won't come out. Second chance. This time he clears it. All the way down ice. There'll be no icing here. Dimoff back to get it for Windsor. He'll long lead it up on this near right wing. Kinghorn brings it into the zone. Cuts it to the middle. He's got a good chance. Just set to shoot it, but Craig Sprague lifted his stick. Here's a centering feed right to the goal mouth. Here comes an angle shot deflected wide as Imperioli let it fly. And we're going to get a penalty here against the M.M. Robinson Rams.
So it's going to be a major chance, scoring opportunity coming up for the Windsor Riverside Rebels. As going off there, it appears to be number 6 going off. That's Chris Sprague, a forward with the M.M. Robinson Rams. So the power play unit will come out for the Riverside Rebels. And they've got them out there. Savage is out there. He's got Seguin on number 60 on the right side. And I can't make out their left winger right now.
So that's Craig Sprague in the box for M.M. Robinson for the hook. The first power play of the afternoon goes to Windsor here in this 1-1 tie. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first stanza. A good body belt in the neutral zone. Jamie Evans. That's his second hefty body check thrown here in this contest. Here comes Kinghorn for Windsor. He'll skate it to the near side. Takes the look from there. As Windsor set up their power play inside the zone. Here's a feed in the middle. Moving in is Savage. He just couldn't tee it up. Now at the point. A mishandle. And Ireland very nearly got away. Here's Rob Imperioli, who scored the one Windsor goal. Gets it just inside the zone, but offside Alex Savage. And we'll get a face-off outside the M.M. Robinson Ram line.
And we've got just 1:14 left of the penalty to Chris Sprague of the M.M. Robinson Rams. And they had not really a close chance, but they had a chance there anyway, forcing the play in the zone. And now is the big line. Richardson, Carey Smart, and Webster for Riverside.
Well, you can see what Windsor tried to do. Feed Savage in the middle, a big man in the slot, hard to move off the puck. Took 3 players to negate Savage on that chance. Windsor again with their power play going. Under a minute to go in it. There's a shot from the point. He boomed it wide. Smart let it go. And an angle shot that just missed. It'll caramel all the way out through center ice. That's Franson. Going back for the Rebels. He'll elect to stop in behind the friendly confines of his own net. Turns it back. Franson passes it up here on this right wing. That is Banwell having difficulty. It'll go on the far wing. Smart carries it in for the Rebels. Now he'll cut behind the net. Smart turns there along the end boards. Gets some help from Richardson. He can't center it. Nutley broke it up, takes it to the corner. Tried to get a whistle. He now kicks it free. As he's not getting any help from the striped shirts, it's still play live. As Nutley working the boards, can't clear. Franson on the backhand. Got it off his own player. It'll be played to this near point. Banwell, into the middle it goes. Penalized player getting set to come out for the Rams. Here's Webster's angle shot is blocked. And the Rams are back at full strength. Under 3.5 minutes to go here in the first period of a 1-1 tie as the Rams have killed off a penalty. Play is now deep in the Windsor zone. Helke, the goalkeeper, plays it up ahead. Banwell now shoots it to an open wing. Here's Steven for the Rams carrying in. Got a good head of steam, centered it. It's deflected back to the line. Good move coming away at center. Here's Smart for Windsor. He's at an angle, tried to dump it off. Going in after it, that is Webster. He roughs it up in the corner, and the Rams have a 3-on-2. Here's Miller, cuts it to the middle. Now fires a shot over top of the goal. He got real good wood on it. Chris Miller letting the shot go. Here's Smart. Back for Windsor at center. Play is stopped. And we've got a shaken up goalkeeper, Jim Helke. He is favoring his hand. He is in some pain.
We've got action of both sides. He's in pain, and there are three fellows who are mixing it up in the other end of the rink down there, but the referee got them separated.
Obviously, something happened in the goal mouth area to the hand of Helke. I don't know if that shot by Miller when he whipped it over top of the goal, if Helke got a piece of it.
That's what I was wondering, Mo. He didn't, if he did, it didn't look like he deflected it much, but he must have gotten a hand on it because that's the only thing that came close to him in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Of course, unless something happened in behind the play that we didn't see, and maybe he got hacked by one of the Rams players, something of the unordinary happened because the Rebels players tried to get something started as far as rough stuff down at the other end.
77 carries Smart, Robinson penalty, number 16, Greg Collins, both 2 minutes for roughing.
Well, we've got roughing penalties we just handed out. Smart's off for Riverside, and I believe number 16 Collins for the Robinson Rams. But let's get a, I'm going to check that. Let's check. Yes, Collins and Smart. They both off for roughing for 2 minutes.
We're 2:37 away from the first intermission of this 1-1 tie.
And the score is 1-1. And anything can happen, I guess, Mo. You got Jamie Evans coming out at center there, number 24 for M.M. Robinson. He's standing there in your picture. And I would have to say he is the key centerman on the Robinson Rams.
What have we got lined up for the first intermission, Bill?
Well, you want to know that? Well, we had the winners on to the bronze medal game. We're going to have the losing coach of the bronze medal game coming on of Emory. Hopefully, if they show up anyway.
That's the Emory Eagles.
That's
head
right.
Coach Wayne Weller. He'll be by.
Wayne Weller, as well as perhaps Al Rose, who was instrumental in bringing him back into hockey in North York.
We've got a 1-1 tie as teams skated at 4-a-side. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first period. That's Windsor playing it back to the near point. Dimoff, a shot. He broke his stick and the puck went dribbling wide. There's Savage taking his man DeMay down. Rams work it up on the wing. Jamie Evans gets it into that Windsor zone. Evans stops at the top of the circle, feeding it back here for Ireland, and he had it poked away, and the Rebels clear the zone. Back into the center ice area. It's shot in by DeMay. Going back, Dimoff for Windsor. Up on the far side, Seguin will take it over for the Rebels. His pass blocked at center. Rebels try it again. Dimoff on this near side. It's Langlaw playing it into the middle of their captain, Seguin. He's turned back, lost it to the persistent DeMay, who's trying to move in. He gets crunched. But there's going to be a penalty here against Windsor. Hooking indicated. Langlaw threw the hefty body check on DeMay.
But it looks like, I think you're sending over Seguin to the penalty box, number 16, the captain of the Riverside Rebels there, Mo.
Well, it's Seguin who gave up the puck at center, and there's your hook. Just a little bit of a hook, but referee thought that was enough to warrant the penalty.
And we've got 38 seconds left in the penalties. Handed out to Smart and Collins. And now a new 2-minute penalty, of course, going against Seguin of Riverside.
So a great chance for the Rams. They'll skate at 4 against 3 here in this 1-1 tie as they'll look to take the lead for the first time in the game.
Shouldn't hurt the Robinson Rams. They played in a penalty-marred game last night against Emory.
So the Rams with their first power play in this game. Rebels had one of their own which didn't work earlier. Under 1 minute to go in the first period. It's just inside the line and coming away are the Rebels. Into the zone, that's Webster. Got a chance. Glove save, loose puck. He scores! A short-handed goal. It's Franson who picked up the loose puck. And it's the Rebels back out in front. They lead 2-1.
And there you go. There's Webster, the man to look out for. He takes it on the left side, throws, the rebound comes out to Franson, and he puts it in there to give them the 2-1 lead and that shorthanded goal. And Franson, I should have mentioned earlier, is a very good defenseman playing for Riverside Rebels, probably their best. And Webster, what needs more to be said, he earlier in this tournament, Mo, he went through a whole team from end to end.
Certainly lackadaisical play on the M.M. Robinson's part, skating 4 against 3 with a power play, and they allowed those kinds of quality chances in their own zone. They did not back it up quick enough, and Windsor take advantage, scoring a shorthanded marker. It's in the Windsor territory. Far corner played up on the point. That is Burton. Cross-ice pass. DeMay moves up. And play stopped. We're going to get, I think, 2 penalties here. One aside as Nutley went down to the ice with his check, Rob Imperioli. And let's see what the call is here. It is indeed going to be 1 aside. So with 18 seconds to go in the middle period, rather first period of a 2-1 Windsor lead. Teams again will be playing shorthanded.
With just 18 seconds left in the first period.
Still 4 skaters against 3 for the Robinson Rams. They've been unable to do anything with it. They gave up a shorthanded goal moments ago. Good job to hold in by Trent Burton. And it's covered up.
2 minutes for hooking.
We'll get another draw deep in Windsor territory.
The number 97, Rob Imperioli, 2 minutes for tripping.
Just 10 seconds remain in the period.
Nutley for hooking and Imperioli for roughing on that play previous to the call.
Here's DeMay at the point for Burlington. M.M. Robinson, his shot is blocked. Moving in is Miller. And play stopped as a penalty is being called. They had a great chance negated there with the penalty. Rams certainly not happy about the call at such an inopportune time, as they had a dangerous looking opportunity developing, Gary.
They did, Mo. And Jim Helke looks like he's okay also.
Robinson
and he came up with a save there. But the main thing is that and there goes the buzzer to end the period.
A first period in which a penalty infested period, a chippy period, but the referee not taking any chances to let this game get out of hand as he's calling it by the books. And the Windsor Riverside Rebels, on the strength of a shorthanded goal in the dying stages of that period, go into the dressing room with the lead. The score after 1. It's Windsor Riverside Rebels 2 and the M.M. Robinson Rams 1. You're watching the gold medal game for Ontario High School Hockey for 1988, live from the Copps Coliseum.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brad Diamond, and I'm your host each week on the World of Horse Racing, Canada's only national program on the world's #1 spectator sport. That's the World of Horse Racing every Thursday night on the Sports Network.
Gary Carpenter back at Copps Coliseum at the end of the first period, and I'm now sitting with the bronze medal finalist coach on my right-hand side. That's Wayne Weller of Emory Eagles. On my left, I'm sitting with Al Rose, the North York hockey convener. Now, during the second period, there was a phase there when you guys really dominated and scored a couple goals, and I think during the first 7 or 8 minutes of that period, it looked like you were really going to take it to them and take the game out of control.
Well, we seemed to go like that in this tournament. You know, fits and starts. Against Francis, we were behind 5-3. We came back. We had one of our bursts. We tied it up. That game was tied, and then in the quarterfinal game, we were behind 2-0, and all of a sudden, the guys, they decide they want to do it. They hustle, tie it up, goes into overtime, and we got to play in the semifinals. Well, the same thing happened today, but that's the way it goes.
What does a coach tell his players when you got a 2-minute break before you're faced with a sudden death overtime situation?
Well, basically, I told them that to play defensively because you have to wait for the break. I think at this age level, the players, they want to do it themselves, and you can get caught up with it. You make a mistake, it costs you the game. So I just told them to play defensively, wait for the break, and then go for it then.
Okay, now on my left side, I'm going to talk with Al Rose, North York hockey convener. And I understand, Al, this is the first time the North York hockey program, the first year of the North York hockey program.
That's correct, Gary. We've had a couple of schools who've been playing sort of exhibition schedules the last 4 years. And this past spring, the North York coaches of all sports decided that they would sanction hockey, and consequently we had a 6-team league in our first year of operation. And I might add that this quickly earned a reputation as being one of the strongest leagues in Metro Toronto, and Emory is indeed a worthy champion of this league. We're all very proud of Emory players and coaches. They did a great job representing North York.
We also were talking a bit earlier in the day about the educational factor among players who go on to perhaps perhaps go on to junior or collegiate careers. Al, maybe you could tell us about this.
Okay, by very nature of the fact that we're a high school sport, we're looking at the overall well-being of the entire boy. We want him to get his education and enjoy playing the great game of hockey. And if the boy is good enough in school, and if he's done well on the ice, then certainly the avenues are opening up for scholarships. And I know that we've got some boys who are going to Mount Allison University, a couple from Jeffries and a couple from Emory. And there's also another boy at this tournament who's going to be going to St. Lawrence College. Things are opening up. It's a sign to the boys that they don't necessarily have to stay up late 4 or 5 nights a week playing junior B hockey to get noticed by the schools that count.
And how many teams are participating in North York hockey?
We've got 6 right now, and I'm hearing that we're going to be having 8 or 9 next year because it seems like there's a tremendous amount of interest in it.
Okay. Now, Coach, back to you, Wayne, about the fact that it was your first year in the North York League. What's it like putting a team together, like a rookie team, getting together and actually reaching the OFSAA finals?
Well, we had a very exciting year, no doubt about it. We started back in October, and we got the team together, and the one thing I did tell them was that I didn't want to see a lot of fighting, a lot of stick work. I told them that they had to realize that if they made the team, one fight, and they were off the team. And they agreed on that, and we did not have one fight the whole year. Nobody went before a board of reference. There were no suspensions, and things went very well for us. That is until last night.
Mentioning last night, of course, that was a semifinal game played at the Mountain Arena, and there were several penalties throughout the second and third period in that. And I couldn't believe it was the same Emory team out there today at the Copps Coliseum.
Well, it was a different arena. The ice was different. There were a lot of factors contributing to that game last night.
And what about this game right here we're watching now in the gold medal contest between M.M. Robinson and Windsor Riverside? Any predictions?
I like the Windsor team. I like the Windsor team very much. They're very well balanced. They're a good positional team, and I think that they're going to win it by a couple of goals.
And what about you, Al?
I've got to agree. I think that the Windsor team has got a little more creativity in their playmaking, and if their point men back each other up a little bit better when the other guy's shooting, then they will deny those quick breakouts to Burlington. But Robinson's a tough squad. We respect them as well. These are two fine clubs.
Any chance that North York will be bidding to hold the OFSAAs in the near future?
Well, that's one of our big situations that we have an interesting time with, getting ice for North York teams, and we'll have to work with the politicians on that one. We'd certainly like to. This has been a showcase tournament, and it's been great for a North York school to be here.
Okay, thank you very much, Al.
Thank you.
And Wayne.
Thank you.
Al Rose, North York convener, and Wayne Weller, head coach of the Emory Eagles, bronze medal finalists. We'll be back after this.
Every week, Inside the PGA Tour offers highlights of all the major tournaments, offers interviews from the PGA's leading players. Inside the PGA Tour, every Wednesday on TSN, the Sports Network.
Back at the Copps Coliseum, Mo Carter along with Gary Carpanini as we await the start of the second period. In this, the gold medal game for the Ontario High School Hockey Championship, which sees the Windsor Riverside Rebels leading 2-1 over the MM Robinson Rams, and both clubs will start the second period 2 men short. The Rams will defend the nets to our left. Rick Burt still between the pipes, and the visiting Windsor Rebels, I call them visiting because they came from far away as opposed to the MM Robinson Rams, who are from Burlington, just 5 or 6 miles outside of the city of Hamilton. The Windsor Rebels will defend to our right. Jim Helke, you get a shot of him right now doing his housekeeping. A lot of open ice for the start of this second period, Gary.
Well, Mo, the penalty box, they've got a man in there, 1 man for MM Robinson. They've got 2 in there for Riverside. It's going to be 4.
Well,
make it 3.
It's 3 aside.
3 aside.
There's 2 in there aside.
That's right. I didn't see Nutley down there in front of us on the boards there. But you're right about that. Brad Nutley's in there, and it's going to be 3 aside. This happened last night quite often. If any advantage, I don't know who. Perhaps MM Robinson, because they played last night's game like this so often.
Well, a lot of penalties in that first period tended to slow the game down. We'll see if teams will stick more to hockey in this middle session. Here's Franson for Windsor, lost it. Moving up is Burton. Stopping. Now winds up, fires it, scores!
Pure long shot from the point by the captain of MM Robinson, Trent Burton. Now, whether he was screened or not, we're going to have to wait and see on the replay. Here it comes right now. Off the skate, Trent Burton, right inside the blue line. There it goes, in. So maybe 55. Franson was in front of him there, Mo, but in any event, it stayed on the ice in for the goal.
He was definitely screened. There's no doubt about it. Had a great shot by Burton as he let it go right along the ice. So we've got a 2-2 tie as the Rams come out early and score. Now Webster has it for Windsor. Moving in. He'll stop. Tries to center it. Hopped over Franson's stick. Back to the point. Banwell shot right on. Rebound. Scores! Webster. Brent Webster on the backhander lifts it up top. And just like that, Windsor have their 3rd lead of the afternoon. They're up 3-2.
And who else but number 88? Here they come. Brent Webster with the puck. Ekes out the guy. And he's going to get back in position here in front of the net. Shot for the point. There he is. Boom. Over top it goes. No chance for the goalkeeper. Brent Webster, number 88 of Windsor Riverside. And he makes things happen when he's out there. Along with 77 Kerry Smart and 44 Jeff Richardson there at center on your screen.
So a 3-2 Windsor lead as Webster gets the goal. And where was that Robinson Ram defense? Teams now skated 4-3 in Windsor's favor. Rebels bring it in. It's stopped there and backed out by Seguin. Rather, that's Collins of Burlington who got it out. Now Windsor come back. That's Richardson. He'll stroll into the zone. Richardson to the corner. Will play it around behind the net. Moving up on the play, Banwell. He ran into his check. Getting to it first is Hilton for Burlington. He'll clear it out and down ice. There's Franson reeling back to collect. Franson will wind it up for the Rebels. They still have 30 seconds to go on a power play. He now meanders into the zone. Good head of steam. Franson behind the net. Still got it. Back to the point. Banwell. Here's a shot. Scores!
Right from the point, number 22. The defenseman Banwell put it in there, Mo. Brian Banwell, number 22, took the shot, took the pass at the point. A long shot. Virtually, here comes on the screen. This guy's going to loop it back. He goes around all by himself at the point there. Banwell, bang. Into the net it goes. Straightaway shot, maybe a partial screen for the goalkeeper, Burt there. In any event, that makes it 4-2 now for the Windsor Riverside School over M.M. Robinson.
Well, Burt
Number 55.
certainly looked to be screened by his own defenseman. Brad Hilton looked to be in the way of that shot in defense of Burt, but a lot of goals, Gary, coming from far out. Goalkeepers, both of them, Helke in the Windsor net, Burt in the M.M. Robinson goal, have not looked all that sharp. Play going in Windsor territory. That is Burton. He's rather dim off. He is checked. It'll go to the corner boards. Pushed up on the wing. Windsor get it as far as the blue line, and they blow it down as a lot of players congregating over on the far side. A 4-2 Windsor lead. That's their biggest lead so far of the afternoon. This gold medal game for the Ontario High School Hockey Championship. They lead the M.M. Robinson Rams with exactly 13 minutes to go in this middle period. It's going to be Windsor sending it down ice. Seguin picks it up, one man back. Seguin moving in, dumps it in front of the net, scores! Kinghorn, and it's 5-2 Windsor.
I don't believe it, but this place is breaking out. That was Darcy Kinghorn, number 11. Let's watch it on your monitor here as it comes down. There's a fellow on the left side. He's going to bring it in and slap it out. There's Kinghorn. Boom, in the net it goes. And I'll tell you, Rick Burt must feel shell-shocked right now. That's 3 goals inside, I would believe, inside of 2 minutes or just a little over. We're going to get the official announcement on that, but this game certainly has changed and taken on a different complexion.
Well, the backup goalkeeper for the Robinson Rams is Andrew Worthington, and you have to wonder now, will we see a goalkeeping change? And yes, we are. Actually, it looked like we were going to, but play gets underway. Worthington was set to put one leg over the boards, but play got going. Windsor, who have a 5-2 lead, get it into the center ice area. It's shot in by Kinghorn. Going back, that is Hilton for Robinson Rams. That's Imperioli just unable to hold in. And here comes the change in goalkeepers now.
Well, as you mentioned, Mo, I guess it's to be expected. He apparently has lost his confidence, or he's feeling disillusioned, so out goes Rick Burt, and in comes, let's see, number 30.
Andrew Worthington. Now between the pipes for the M.M. Robinson Rams. A lot of goals coming here in this second period, Gary. Just in 2.5 minutes of action, we've seen 4 goals.
I'm just trying to get the last. Okay, there it is, 2:10. The last time of the last goal by Darcy Kinghorn.
Here come the M.M. Robinson Rams, who are now down by 3 goals. Shot in. It's picked up by Langlaw. He'll initiate this Windsor attack. Center zone. Langlaw throws it in. It's teed up behind the net by Worthington. That was Hilton who missed it. Here's a centering puck, and Faust was all alone, just couldn't handle the pass. That is Collins playing it behind his own net for Burlington. Golfed here by Tower to the line. It'll come out. Brought back in, and Shearer is offside for the Riverside Rebels, who have certainly taken control of this one, leading 5-2.
And I guess head coach of M.M. Robinson, Tom McFadden, had no choice but to pull Rick Burt and put in Andrew Worthington, number 30, to try and change the pace back there for the Rams. We've had 4 goals in this second period in a span of 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and I'll get to those in just a second.
Here's Banwell flipping a long shot in. Worthington handling. Left the side here for Burton. He'll play it up on this near wing. Ireland leaves it for Jamie Evans. He'll turn it inside the line. For Burton. Trent Burton, the captain of the Robinson Rams, hits that line. Fakes a shot. Now he's dumped end over end. Gets up again. Going after it. In behind that goal, it's going to be played around on the boards by Banwell through center. Streaking back, that's Kirk DeMay. He'll get away from his check. Gets it up at center to Ireland, who missed it. Ireland will pick it up for the Rams. Got it just inside the blue line, lost it there. Now play in the center ice area. Imperioli is checked. Banwell will loop it as far as that Ram line. Moving in is Webster. Gets a pass in front. The Deke scores! That looks like Richardson who gets it, and it's 6-2. This is turning into a rout.
This game apparently seems to be getting out of hand. As you mentioned, number 44, Richardson took the pass from Webster right in and put it past Worthington. Here it is on your screen, right off, actually hit the post there. It's kind of shimmered it off the post, and that makes it a 6-2 hockey game in favor of Riverside. And M.M. Robinson fans have been strangely quiet for the last 10 minutes.
Carey Smart.
It'll be Jeff Richardson who gets the 6th Windsor Riverside goal, and it was actually knocked into the net by goalkeeper Worthington. The puck actually hit the goalpost, and Worthington shoveled it back in over the red line. Play going again in this M.M. Robinson zone. Slipped up on the wing. Here comes Brian Stephen at center. He'll scoot to that Windsor blue line, moving in, still got it, backhander, and a good save by Jim Helke as the Rams finally get it down ice and get a good chance of their own.
Well, this game, this period has been the exact opposite of the first period, which finished 2-1. The first period they tended, here comes the replay on our screen, coming right in there, a backhander, but it was saved there by goalkeeper of Riverside, Jim Helke.
A lot of scoring in this middle period. If you ever get a chance, Gary, maybe you could recap for us. Here comes Windsor around on that far wing. Kinghorn, his pass at center is broken up. It's knifed back in over the line, where it'll be cleared once more as we're approaching 5-minute mark of this middle period. 6-2 Windsor Riverside Rebels lead. That Savage upended, ran into a check of Sprague at the blue line, and we get an offside called. We're also going to get a penalty here.
Well, why they get that penalty sorted out, no, I will go through a quick summary recap. 19 seconds of the first period, Trent Burton of M.M. Robinson got a goal
Of the
second period. Trent Burton for M.M. Robinson at 19-second mark. Then just at the 36-second mark, Brent Webster, number 88 of Riverside, came back to score. Then another Riverside goal at 1:38 came in, a slap shot, Brian Banwell from Bob Franson. That made it 4-2 over M.M. Robinson. Darcy Kinghorn from Paul Seguin at 2:10, and then Jeff Richardson from Carey Smart at 4:07. 6-2 Riverside lead M.M. Robinson.
And the Rams are going to be shorthanded here as Windsor get a chance to add to their lead. Here's Imperioli on the backhander. Was being hooked down to the ice. Webster tries it in behind the net. Here comes a centering feed. Tipped by Nutley to the line, not out. Shot back in around in the near corner it goes. There's Burton for the Rams, finds a gap and gets it through center. Franson for Windsor, carries it into the zone, going back after it. Nutley for the Rams makes a good move along the end boards. He'll flip it outside the zone. Racing after it was Tower, but getting back. That was Rob Imperioli for Windsor. He'll bring it in. His shot deflects harmlessly to the corner. Going after it, that's Smart. He's bodied down. It's near corner. Windsor unable to hold in as it's sent through center, where Tower will send it into the Rebels territory. He and Franson collided heavily in the neutral zone. Windsor have 50 seconds to go on this power play. Webster, a pass up on the far right wing side. That is Richardson trying to go in. Shoots right on, and two players slide into the goal. It'll come back to the point. Franson a drive, glove save, a beauty by Worthington. And maybe that's what the Rams need to get some stops coming from their goalkeeping to get them back in this contest.
No question about that, Mo. They need a lot of that. Here we come on the replay now, coming down. Windsor Riverside, that's Richardson, the initial save, and going into that was an M.M. Robinson player. Back to the point it goes. Slap shot, Franson, and the save there by Worthington, the goalkeeper. And they are still trailing, of course, by 4 goals with 8:33 left in the second period.
Beautiful save there. Beautiful glove hand shown by Andrew Worthington, who has come in relief of Rick Burt. in that M.M. Robinson Ram goal. Windsor still with the power play. 30 seconds remain in it. It'll go back to the far point. That's Dimoff's shot. That's just off the target. Kinghorn works it free. He'll take it up the sideboards. He'll take a look from there. Kinghorn centered it, but it deflects into Worthington. He'll cover up.
Strangely silent building. Totally different type of game as was played compared to at the Mountain Arena last night, Mo. A smaller arena with 2,000 seats. The place was rocking. Up here in the Copps Coliseum, it's very quiet. M.M. Robinson with the noisiest fans last night, and I can't even notice them today.
Well, they, of course, have been silenced by all the scoring by Windsor here in this middle period. And Windsor still have under 10 seconds to go on a power play, leading 6-2 in this gold medal game for the Ontario High School hockey title. Here's a pass for Evans, moving in for the Rams. Evans has it poked off his stick by Dimoff. Dimoff banks here for Seguin. He can't do anything with it. That is Ireland still in there pestering. And Seguin starts away now for the Rebels. Burlington's M.M. Robinson Rams are back at full strength. Going back is Hilton. As it's played up on this near side, collision there. Rebels work it back to the point. Dimoff shot deflects into the mid-drift of Worthington. And we'll get a draw.
And what you're probably missing on your screen was a little altercation between Dimoff, the defenseman for Riverside, and 24, Jamie Evans, up by the boards. Let's see if we can catch it on the replay here. Going around there for the play. It's taken off, and I don't think we're going to get that, but anyway, the save by Worthington, a big save. But a little fracas has almost occurred out of the picture there.
There's going to be a penalty aside here, so teams will skate 4 apiece. The Rams in dire need of a goal badly as we're past the midway point of this middle period and the hockey game. 6-2, Windsor lead. There's Langlaw dumping it in deep.
Riverside
Richardson in there fighting for it, has it for Windsor, plays it up the side. Webster now back to the point. His pass is picked off as coming down ice. That is Stephen, still got it for the Rams, slips it towards the net, block. Moving up is Burton, his slapper dribbled wide. Here's a chance in close.
The light went on and off, Mo.
Jamming away at the side was Rams forward Brian Stephen. Helke was down, and yes, the red light did flicker on.
Okay, we'll see here on a replay, going behind the net there, coming out Stephen, and you even see the light come on and off of your screen, but apparently it had been covered up there, and no goal.
Well, that's certainly the medicine that the Rams would need as a goal as they see themselves down 6-2. Exactly 7 minutes to play in this second period. It was 2-1 after the first for Windsor, but they've blown it open here in the second period with 4 goals, and that brought about the exodus of Rick Burt in the M.M. Robinson Ram goal. There's Langlaw knifing it up on the wing, stop at the point. A shot by DeMay didn't get through. Here's Miller for the Rams, has a man in front, scores! Brian Stephen, and it's now 6-3.
Beautiful goal, just a beautiful pass across there, and Stephen put it right up in the top of the net to make it a 6-3 game. A little fracas after that, but here comes the replay. They managed to get it in there, coming in there. I'm not sure if that's Miller, but it goes across in, and Stephen puts it in. He doesn't miss. And we're going to get the official announcement on that in a second, but that makes it 6-3 and certainly changes the complexion of things.
A perfect pass by Chris Miller, setting Brian Stephen up for the goal. The third marker for the Rams, and there is going to be a penalty assessed at the tail end of that play, and rightly so, as Darcy Kinghorn took the goal scorer, Stephen, rather rudely in along the end boards.
An unnecessary infraction after the goal was scored, and I'm sure Darcy Kinghorn has to be wondering about the reason for taking a penalty like that.
Chris Miller.
So Robinson's goal, scored by Brian Stephen, makes it 6-3, and they've got a power play going. Stephen has it. Sandwich in along the backboards. Comes free here for Miller. Miller tried to pass it in front, blocked by a sliding defenseman, Bob Franson. It's underneath. And we're going to draw in the Windsor zone, and that goal by Stephen has to spark this M.M. Robinson Hockey Club, and they've got another chance to pull even closer, what with this power play going.
That's certainly true, Mo, and that goal was attained at the 8:22 mark. Brian Stephen from Miller, and now they have a chance to put in another one here, and it's a golden opportunity with 6:23 left to cut it to a 2-goal margin, and this would have to be a crucial part of the hockey game.
There's the puck down. Windsor control the drop. Franson spanks it around. It'll come outside the zone. There's Greg Collins going back for the Rams. He'll spearhead this rush. Collins, good move through center. He'll hit that line. Collins still has it, trying to go all the way in. He centered it, but put it right under the stick of the Windsor player and also went crashing in along the end boards. Greg Collins is down and shaken up.
I'm not sure if that was Banwell, but Banwell banged number 6, Craig Sprague, just after that play, and he is still down in the play. But here comes the replay coming up right now. Left side, he goes in behind the net. Oh, and he hit the top of the net there. I mean, I'm not sure if the defenseman had touched him at all there, Mo.
That's Greg Collins, who tried to go end-to-end and really got wrapped up in things. As this a title game, neither team is holding anything back, and that was exemplified right there by Greg Collins as he went hell-bent for the goal and ran into the net.
One heck of a rush it was by just a beautiful rush. He came down, and it was certainly, I guess he had his eye on the goal, trying to cut that lead down to a 2-goal margin. As we take a look at the bench of M.M. Robinson and head coach Tom McFadden, wondering the extent of that injury.
Well, he was going at full flight when he ran into the goal, and I believe it might be his calf area that.
Okay, here he comes now. That's Greg Collins, goes around, bang, right into the net there. I don't believe that the defenseman didn't touch him. Whether the stick did or not forced him there to cut his angle sharp, I'm not sure. But anyway, he banged off at the top of the crossbar there, and
he also crashed in along the end boards. So it would take some doing for young Greg to get back in this contest. Looks like we may be calling for some assistance taking Greg Collins off the ice. And certainly it's quiet here at the Copps Coliseum.
They get him up there.
They don't like to see anybody get hurt.
Well, they've got him on his feet now, Mo, and they're helping him off.
He is having some difficulty with the right leg. And that will probably be it for Greg Collins for the afternoon for the M.M. Robinson Rams player.
You can tell the expression on his face as he shook his head going off the ice there. If it is, he's disappointed in that sense. I know he'd like to be out there, and he certainly is an important cog in the M.M. machine. But we've got exactly 6 minutes left in the second period, and the score stands at 6-3 in favor of Windsor Riverside Rebels, leading the M.M. Robinson Rams. This is the gold medal game coming from Copps Coliseum, and the OFSAA Hockey Championship, and it's been a wondrous tournament.
M.M. Robinson will continue to skate with a man advantage, 4 against 3, for another minute and 23 seconds. They just scored a goal to pull it to within 6-3. Brian Stephen got it, so they have some momentum going, but perhaps that long delay might stop any attempt at a comeback. Here's Brad Hilton winding up for the Rams through the center ice area. He'll come into the zone. Hilton still got it. Slides it in front. Great save by Helke as he stopped Chris Miller, who had a golden opportunity. And Franson will spank it all the way down ice. Retreating back after it. That is Craig Sprague for the Rams. Both clubs have 1 skater back each. It's now 5 against 4 for the Rams for another 40 seconds. In the neutral zone, Webster for the Rebels trying to get loose. Works the puck free. Here's Smart moving in, cuts behind the net, shovels it in front, and Webster was pushed off the puck. Here's Miller for the Rams, works it up the boards. Webster cut it off. He'll go to the corner, doing a great job penalty killing. Penalty is coming up here against the Robinson Rams, I believe.
Let's see.
Throwing his stick up in frustration was Brian Stephen. those are the kinds of things that might get you an extra penalty.
I think the referee's going to lay off him on that one. But actually, I've been surprised, Mo. It hasn't been an overly physical contest. This M.M. Robinson club really went at it last night with Emory in the semifinal clash. Just tons of penalties in that. Maybe we'll talk with when Paul Mahar comes on at the end of the period about that, because I know he was there, and maybe he has the official count on penalties for that game. But today has been no comparison to that contest.
Our second intermission guest will be Paul Mahar, who is a sports writer for the local paper here in Hamilton. As we await the face-off to the left of that Robinson goal. It's going to be outside the zone, pushed back in. But continuing on is DeWolf. He'll feed a pass intended for Nutley. He'll go into the Windsor zone around to the far corner. Tower going after it. He'll fight along the boards, pushed up the wing, held in. Tower centering feed. Langlaw picks it off as Windsor are back at full strength now. Teams are actually 4 aside as we get an icing called against Windsor. But the Rebels have killed off that penalty and continue to lead it 6-3 with 4:28 to go in the middle period.
And 1 minute and 35 seconds left of the penalties to Brian Stephen of M.M. Robinson and number 88, Brent Webster of Riverside Rebels.
This draw coming to the left of Windsor goalkeeper Jim Helke, who just made a glorious save only moments ago. That was on Chris Miller, who had a great chance for the Rams. Here's Richardson, who logs a lot of ice for Windsor. Got it to Smart. Lays it back here to Langlaw across ice. Team skating at 4 aside right now. A pass at center, picked off momentarily by Burton. Burton unable to get away. He'll turn it back inside this Ram line. Burton knifes it through center. Here's Langlaw, tries it for the Rebels. He'll shoot it inside that M.M. Robinson zone, and the Rams will start it out. There's a weak pass up the middle. Sliding in to break it up is Imperioli. He tried to get in, but Burton stood his ground and threw the hefty check. Here comes Tower for the Rams. He'll come to that line. Tower on the near side, grabbed at. Gets roughed up by Langlaw, and play is halted. But there will not be any penalties this time.
He's looking for one, though. He was looking at the referee, and he put his hands up. He goes, what do I have to do? The referee, though, I guess, says, nice try, Mark. Maybe next time.
Well, the referee has called just about everything in this game, and surprisingly enough, he didn't call one there. So maybe he's going to start to ease off a bit and let the boys decide it themselves.
I think in a gold medal game, they are told to ease up unless it's a very flagrant foul.
Vanwell plays it behind his net. It's taken here by Dimmock. He'll navigate this offensive for Windsor. Up ahead to Savage. He'll bring it in. Savage working against Hilton. Hilton takes him into the end boards. A weak centering pass poked out of there by goalkeeper Worthington. And we're going to get a Rams penalty here. Elbowing indicated.
And they got him. There he goes into the box right now. And that is number 24, Jamie Evans, an important member of that M.M. Robinson team, probably one of their top 2 or 3 players, and to have him in the penalty box certainly can't be a good thing for head coach Tom McFadden.
Well, Evans is a physical player. He threw a number of big body belts in the early going of this one, but he gets nabbed for throwing an elbow. And it's going to be a power play here for Windsor, who already leads 6-3. There's a pass hopped over Miller's stick as he tried to get in behind the defense. Now Windsor will start it on this power play. Here's a feed at center. Savage. Cross-ice pass just too far for Seguin. Getting back Hilton for the Rams up on the boards. Cut off. Banwell has it. He'll dump to the corner. That's Seguin. Back to this near point. Dimmoff winds up a shot. And a big save by Worthington, pushed out of there. Here's Stephen on a solo rush. Stephen moving in, tries to split the defense, gets sandwiched down to the ice, and it's cleared to the corner boards by goalkeeper Helke. Sent around to this point, moving up is DeMay. Play halted here, and Stephen whacks his stick on the ice in frustration as I believe the Rams are going to be penalized again.
And he probably thought Riverside were going to get a penalty because we went through on the line there, he's pulled down. And I think it's going to be a case of him going off along with a member of the Rebels, trying to get his number there. As he goes into the box, that appears to be number 22, Banwell of Riverside, along with Stephen. But I think Stephen expected only Banwell and not him.
That's right. Stephen, a very emotional player for the Rams, and he was frustrated about the call right there, as it'll be 4 against 3 now for Windsor. They're going to continue to have the manpower advantage for another minute and 13 seconds. There's 2:26 to go here in the second period of the gold medal game for the Ontario High School Hockey Championship, and the Windsor Riverside Rebels lead 6-3 over the M.M. Robinson Rams. And it's Windsor who control the faceoff. That is Franson. He'll start this power play into the center zone. Franson cruises into that Burlington territory. Now it's Franson behind the net. Grab taken down. They go to the corner boards. That's Seguin coming away with it. Back to the near point. Savage turning there. Gets poked off his stick. Racing down ice is Miller. He's moving in. Gets around the defenseman. He scores! A short-handed goal. Chris Miller, and it's 6-4.
Very surprising, very surprising. I was getting ready to say M.M. Robinson were in a precarious position, being shorthanded, trailing by 3 goals, and down comes Chris Miller. There he is on your right-hand side. He gets around the defenseman and loops it over goalkeeper Helke for the 4th goal for M.M. Robinson, and cuts their lead now. This is the 2 goals. There it is, Windsor 6, M.M. Robinson 4. That is a monumental goal.
Great individual effort by Chris Miller. See how he shielded that puck against the diving defenseman, and worked it in front.
He's impressed throughout this contest, Miller.
Goalkeeper Helke committed himself far too early and left most of the net for Miller to flip it up top. But Windsor still have a power play for another 30 seconds, and here they come through center. Franson will drop it off to the side. Here comes a pass to this near point. Langlaw dumping in deep. There is Richardson wrapped up, and the Rams come away. It's going to be cleared out by DeMay through center. Just a minute and 22 to go in this second period. 6-4 Windsor lead. 6 seconds left in this Rebels power play. Here they come. Richardson into the zone. Had it poked off his stick. He'll get it back to the point, however. Langlois, cross ice, Franson. He'll move in, wrist shot off the target. Bouncing puck. That is Richardson. Can't get a handle. Penalized player back out. A pass intended for Franson. Didn't see it. Now racing down ice. That is Evans. He gets upended. Beautiful body bout thrown by Langlaw. It's play in that Windsor zone. Up on the wing. That is DeMay, who took his man out. Some real hefty body checks being thrown. Here's Evans, a great chance in front. Helke with a super save. And play stopped as the referee thought the puck had been frozen long enough.
This game is coming alive, Mo. It is really in the last minute and a half. M.M. Robinson have picked up the slack. And there's Jamie Evans, who got up. He was just banged behind the net when he got, I guess, M.M. Robinson, defenseman there for Riverside, had taken him out. He wanted nothing of him to do. Here he is coming down. Beautiful body check there, you mentioned just a little earlier.
But Evans showed no ill effects from that hefty hit. He got right back in the action, and with a super scoring opportunity, give credit to Jim Helke in that Windsor goal, coming up with a giant size save right there.
I thought for sure it was going to be the 5th goal.
And it came at an opportune time for the Rebels, who are fading here in the late going of this middle period, leading 6-4, but it's the Rams who have scored 2 goals and very nearly had another. And it's shot down to that Rams territory. Here's Kinghorn for Windsor. Ties it up along the boards. Now some rough stuff. And there is going to be a roughing penalty called. I think just to Windsor. We'll have to wait and see.
He's going over reluctantly, talking to the referee, giving a piece of his mind, but he's trying to be calmed down there. That's smart, and Imperioli was trying to tell him to lay off, otherwise he'd get an extra penalty. Kerry Smart, number 77 of the Windsor Riverside squad, there in your penalty box on the screen there.
Well, Kerry certainly not
Riverside
paying
penalty,
attention to his last name, and that is Smart. Playing it Smart as he gets called for roughing.
36.
With 24 seconds to go in this middle period, the M.M. Robinson Rams have some renewed life. And when they were down 6-2, this one looked like history, but they're battling back. They're only down 6-4 now, and also going to work on a power play.
I guess the logical thinking is they've got a power play with 24 seconds left, and it would be a good opportunity to score. After all, they scored shorthanded just a couple minutes ago.
Going back, that is Burton for the Rams. He has 17 seconds to go in the period. He'll lead the rush through center. Burton into the zone. Now chops it in deep. Getting back. That is Windsor playing it up on the near side and shovel it through center. Imperioli did the job, as that'll wind up the period. The Windsor Riverside Rebels scored 4 goals early in this period. Took a big 6-2 lead, brought about the change in the M.M. Robinson Ram goal, but the Rams have pecked themselves back into this game, scoring 2 late goals, including a beautiful shorthanded marker by Chris Miller, and are down just 6-4 and have a very important power play to start the third period off.
Well, I mean, excellent opportunity to turn things around at the start of the third period. They do, Mo, as you see on your screen there. Windsor leading 6-4 over M.M. Robinson, who are from Burlington, for fans out there who don't know where M.M. Robinson is located. And things have turned around. There was a 6-2 lead, and you had a feeling there if one more goal there by Windsor would have really put the game too far out of reach. 2 good goals have come back here, and as you mentioned, they get the power play for the first minute and 30 or 40 seconds of the third period, and if they could score then, particularly, Mo, we started really strong in that second period with 4 goals in the first 2 minutes.
Well, Windsor certainly dominated for the first, say, period and a half of this one, but overall in the game, Rams, they've battled back, and they're not going to quit, and they didn't get to this title game by giving up the ship, and they're going to have a lot to say, especially in the third period with the power play upcoming. And we're going to be coming back with our second intermission. Our guest will be Paul Mahar from the Hamilton Spectator. We'll be back with that in just a moment.
You got hockey with great saves, football with big plays, boxing, tennis, and you got it. Basketball with slam dunks, wrestling with the young hunks, golf with long drives, baseball high fives. Now you got it. Racing with thoroughbreds, rugby with hot heads, Grand Prix wheel spin, bowling with 10 pins, soccer with great fans, snooker with steady hands, football from down under, big plays, no wonder. TSN, now you got it all.
Gary Carpenini back at Copps Coliseum at the end of the second period of this gold medal game between Windsor Riverside and M.M. Robinson. I'm sitting with a member of the Hamilton Spectator staff, Paul Mahar, who's been covering the high school scene in amateur sports and the Spectator, I guess, for a few years, Paul.
Quite a few years, yeah, about off and on for about 10 years.
I'm going to start things off asking you, I guess, about the tournament play so far. I guess you've been covering all the games. It's been taking place at 3 arenas, the Loffield Arena, the Mountain Arena, and of course today here at Copps Coliseum. What is your opinion on the way the event's been handled in Hamilton?
So far, it's an excellent tournament. I'd love to have seen all the games, but I've seen 1 or 2 a day. Of course, there's been disappointments if you're looking for the big teams to do well, Upper Canada and the team from up north, Fort Francis. But overall, the tournament, the excitement is there because the little guys have done well. 7 of the top 8 teams were gone, going into the playoff round. So this has just been incredible.
I noticed there's a big difference in play. The atmosphere between the Mountain Arena, it's a small arena, about 2,300 seating capacity, and going to Copps Coliseum here today, it doesn't seem to be as much of a physical type game. The teams at the Mountain Arena last night, they were just checking, especially at the Emory game against M.M. Robinson, I believe, last night to close the semifinals out, a penalty-marred game. Today they're like angels.
Yeah, I wonder if the bigger ice surface is giving a little bit of fear into them. Actually, this is probably the biggest crowd too, but you'd never know it. Obviously, the sound is, it's just being carried right up. MM's, of course, this is the bit great for the conveners or whoever was running the thing. They've got the team they wanted in here, at least the local team. Westmount would have been nice, but we got a nice area team in here. So the crowd, that's not a bad crowd. They're getting a really good crowd, and they're starting to cheer a bit there. They looked a little down there after those 3 quick goals, but they're coming around. Looks like the crowd might help them out in the third period.
Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe M.M. Robinson are coming into this tournament with the most regular wins. I believe they came in with 41 victories, more than any other team in the OFSAA. Maybe you could tell us about the M.M. Robinson squad or some of their history.
Yeah, of course they played, I believe they played more games than anybody else either, but they did have an excellent record. It's a really strange year to try to pinpoint, you know, what tournaments they went to and to try to say, you know, they won that many games because of their competition. You know, obviously we didn't know. They were ranked 9th coming in here. The competition that they did get during the year obviously must have been pretty good because they're showing it now. MM is a team, and oddly enough, I was just thinking about this earlier, they did not win the Halton Championship. They're probably the only league, only team here that did not win their league championship. They won the GHAC, which is the Golden Horseshoe region, which got them to come on here, but Aldershot was the champion out of their area. MM just got a team together this year. They were out of hockey since 1973. They had a policy that letting their kids play, the city would take care of the hockey for them. The kids came together, went to their coach and said, hey, we want to get something going this year. We're not going to play rep hockey, which they're not allowed to play rep hockey in the Halton area. You cannot play both. So the best players, I believe most of the best players in the school got together and they put a damn good team together.
What about the rankings, Paul? I know you did a big article in The Spectator, a big write-up ranking them from 1 to number 16. How does one go about ranking? How much attention can you pay to this? I mean, Kitchener had the big Forest Heights team. They were knocked out. Toronto Upper Canada College, they were knocked out. You've got a couple teams here who are ranked around, I believe, 9th and 11th or something, and playing for the gold medal game. How much can rankings mean? Do they really know? Is it a fair assessment?
Well, there was a fear of this even before the tournament started. It's very, very difficult. It's not like basketball or many of the other sports, volleyball even. The teams just do not get together enough. Now, the reason Kitchener got into it, or number 1 spot, was because they had won 2 big tournaments, the Father Getz, and they won a tournament down in Lake Placid, which very good tournaments and very good competition. They just fizzled here, and they should have known. I mean, they should have not been frightened of this type of a tournament. They should have had the experience, and it's their own fault, I guess. The only one they can blame is themselves. Upper Canada is even more of a paradox. I can't believe they looked like world beaters there a couple days ago, and then all of a sudden they just slipped right out. Of course, MM is, you know, again, MM has probably got to be the surprise. Even if they lose this game, they are the shockers of this tournament, without a doubt.
What about the tournament play? I mean, there were 5 games in 3 days. The coaches were saying yesterday. Now it's 6 games in 4 days. They're playing 1 game in the morning, 1 game in the evening. Does you believe, what kind of impact does this have on a club?
That shouldn't bother these kids at all. I've heard a few coaches say that, but I've talked to kids who have played high school hockey. Some of them leave the game, they practice. Some of them practice in the morning, play a game, and then go right to their rep club and play another game. Some of the kids here in Hamilton. So that shouldn't bother kids at this age at all, playing 2 or 3 games, you know, in that span of time. The format itself, I believe they've had this format for the last couple of years now, where you've had 2 teams from each pool advance. That in itself probably has made for a more exciting hockey. You know, you not just the number 1 team is going ahead, so, you know, 1 and 2, and it's made it, obviously made it exciting.
And a quick prediction before we go on the outcome of this game, Paul.
Well, MM looks like they're a funny team. It looked like it was all over there after those 3 quick goals. MM gets one early here. We're going to see something exciting, I think. I just hope it doesn't get chippy. It could if the score gets carried away. But I think they're going to try.
Okay, thank you very much. Paul Mahar of the Hamilton Spectator here on Cable 14, and we'll be right back after this.
Television's best auto racing is on TSN. Treat yourself to fast, exciting NASCAR duels. TSN brings you all the high-speed action of championship auto racing from around the world. Indy kart races fought on the hard asphalt. More USAC thrills, flat-out IMSA showdowns, and quarter-mile spectaculars. From the white flag to the checkered.
Back at the Cops Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario, with the Windsor Riverside Rebels leading the MM Robinson Rams 6-4 as we await the start of the 3rd period. This is the title game for the Ontario High School Championship, and a game in which the Riverside Rebels led 2-1 after the first period, but the second period, what a wild one it was, as 7 goals in all were scored. And Gary Carpanini here with the summary.
I don't know if I got enough breath to go through this, Mo, but I'm going to try quickly. M.M. Robinson opened it up at 19 seconds with Trent Burton, the scoring for the M.M. Robinson, followed by Riverside at 36 seconds. Brent Webster put them up there ahead. Then another Riverside goal by Brian Banwell, slap shot, 4-2. Then at 2:10, it was Darcy Kinghorn making it 5-2 at 2:10. Then they went ahead Jeff Richardson from Kerry Smart at 4:07 to make it 6-2, followed by M.M. Robinson getting 2 goals, Brian Stephen at 8:22 to make it 6-3, and Chris Miller at 13:06 to make it 6-4.
We've got an important power play going for the M.M. Robinson Rams to start this third period. The Rams defending the goal to our right. They're wearing the maroon uniforms, while the Windsor Riverside Rebels defend to our left, wearing the white uniforms. Here comes the Rams into the zone. Along that far side, Stephen got checked. There's Miller going in after it. Miller pinned by Franson will get a draw coming to the left of that Windsor Riverside goal, with 1:05 left in the penalty to Kerry Smart for roughing, which came near the tail end of the second period.
It certainly did. And if they're going to make things happen, they've got to make them happen now, and they've got that man advantage for the Robinson Rams.
There's the draw. Rams win it back to the point. A shot, toe save by Helke. Here's a shot weakly towards the net. DeMay let it go. Loose puck shot through the goal mouth. Now back to the point. A drive deflected high over top of the end glass. And that'll stop play. Will do it again deep in Windsor territory. So the Rams moving the puck around well, Gary, and are coming close to pulling to within 1.
This is a quality team, though, this M.M. Robinson Rams squad. They beat the #1 and a #2 ranked team to get here.
Right from the face-off, Helke forced to cover up. Helke, even though he's given up 4 goals, has made 3 or 4 great saves in this game.
And I hear the M.M. Robinson crowd coming alive a little more, Mo.
Another important face-off coming in the Windsor zone. They're all getting to be important now as Windsor control and spank it all the way through center. That was Greg Collins. Hard to believe, but he is back in the game, Gary.
Oh my God, he looks like he shouldn't be out there. He's barely able to skate.
Here comes the Rams into the center ice area. That is Stephen, as Collins is going off the ice in some pain. I think he's finding out that he can't go anymore. It's 20 seconds to go in this Riverside Rebels penalty. Going back is Hilton. He'll start the Rams rush. Hilton passes it to center. Miller tips it off now to DeMay, who brings it in. He's checked right at the line. Webster will backhand it all the way down ice. That'll do it. To the penalty to Kerry Smart of Windsor as he's back out of the box. 6-4. Windsor lead. We're in third period action here of the Ontario High School Hockey Championship game. It's going to be the Rebels. Banwell at center. He'll flip it in. Going back after it is Hilton. We get play called as icing is the call right now against Windsor, and they'll bring it all the way back down to their zone.
Okay, I mentioned a little earlier there that this M.M. Robinson team had to beat the #1 and 2 ranked team to get this far. They beat Kitchener Forest Heights. They were ranked #1. They took them out 6-3. And a little later, they beat Toronto Upper Canada College 5-1. Those 2 clubs were ranked #1 and 2 in the province. Robinson beat them both.
There's the face-off. Windsor control it. Look out, a 2-on-1. Here comes Seguin. He's got Kinghorn with him. Seguin passes in front. Kinghorn, but a sliding defensive play by Chris Miller. Or rather, that's Kevin Dack, who blocked that shot. As 2-on-1 for Windsor. They get a goal now. This one's over.
And here it is on our screen coming up now with the 2-on-1. And he just sends it back there, and the defenseman made a good stop with his leg there. That was Chris Miller, #9 of the Rams.
Well, over at the M.M. Robinson Rams bench, Greg Collins being looked over, and I thought he was going to pull a Bob Bond here or something.
Oh, no.
Come back and play on a broken leg.
Shades of 1964.
It's play going in the neutral zone. That's the Rams' Mark Tower. Shot it inside the line, right into Banwell. Tower, good job to hold in, but it's pushed up the wing and the Rebels clear. Center zone, Kinghorn knifes it into that Ram territory. Getting back is Dak. He fanned on it. Here's Kinghorn. He'll turn at an angle, decides to center. Seguin, a shot blocker save, loose puck. There's a backhander by Seguin, went wide. Kinghorn, he puts it through the goal mouth. Seguin has it for the Rebels. Tries to get away from Nutley. Seguin passes it in front, and knocked down is Kinghorn as the Rams clear it down ice. 6-4 for Windsor with 3 minutes gone by here in this third period. There's Kinghorn, banks it as far as center. DeMay gets it ahead for the Rams to Nutley. He's checked, but moving up is Girton, a shot stick save made by Helke. And the Rebels can't clear it out. There's Tower. He'll spank it off this near corner. Centered in front. Girton deking. And he had his stick lifted by Dimoff at the last second. There's Tower working the boards. It'll come to Girton. He'll center it. It's tipped out by Kinghorn. He's breaking down ice. Kinghorn in over the line. He'll shoot it off the goal post. It'll carry him up on the wing. Girton pushes it not out. That is Faust. He'll move in for the Rebels. Tied up there. Puck comes free. And it'll be taken here by DeMay of the Rams. Up on the far right wing side. Now cutting into the middle at center. Play is stopped here. And we're going to get a penalty called, I believe. Perhaps for too many men on the ice. I don't know.
Well, he's talking to the coach of Riverside there, and that is Terry Schneider. And
well, the referee's over at the penalty bench area. He is going to make a call of some sort.
He's upset, Coach Schneider. As we see Helke, they're getting his pads adjusted.
There's 11:07 to go in this third period. 6-4 Windsor lead, and they're going to be shorthanded.
Just a little earlier before that happened, though, of course, Darcy Kinghorn came down the left side and hit the post.
Riverside, a 2-minute bench
so
penalty for too many men on the ice.
Their fifth goal, or I should say, make it a 7-4 game.
That would have certainly spelled the end for this Rams attempt at a comeback, but it remains 6-4, and M.M. Robinson have a power play going as Windsor have been called 2 minutes for too many men on the ice. It's going to come back to the near point. DeMay couldn't hold in, streaking down ice. That is Webster. He's forced to play it to the far side and slings it in deep. There's Smart, who's tied up by Burton. Getting back to help out is Evans for the Rams. Up on this near side, Evans takes the return. He'll streak it through center, long slapper. That's off a leg and cleared out of there. Here's Burton, the captain for the Rams, brings it in, but his mates had not cleared, and offside is called.
Well, we've got many fine players on the Riverside Rebels. Jeff Richardson, Alex Savage, Paul Seguin, Kerry Smart. But if there's one player I can have to build my team on it, if I had a first choice, it would be number 88, Brent Webster. He's not very big, but he's an excellent skater and puck handler. And when he has that puck, he really makes things happen.
Well, we've got 10 goals scored in this one in total. I don't think anybody has 2 goals.
I'll check my chart, but I believe you were right there.
As both clubs showing that they do spread the scoring out. It's 1:15 to go in this Rams power play. They need a goal badly to pull to within 1 and get these fans biting their nails. Here comes Stephen in, long shot just off the target. It'll carry up the near point. Dak held in, and it's going to be cleared outside the zone. But the Rams will bring it in again. Here's Burton, who fell down, crashed in along the far corner boards. It'll come out in front, but coming away is the Rebels' Richardson at center. He'll loop it into the zone. 42 seconds to go in the Rams power play. Stephen lost it as Seguin's in there bothering. Here's Sprague. Gets it up on the wing to Miller, who's had a good game for the Rams. He's squeezed off the puck. Sent back into the Rams territory. A bank pass up ahead. That's Stephen through center. Gets it into the zone. Stephen stops and turns there. Still has it. Ryan Stephen. A pass intended for Miller. Deflects to the corner. And it'll be cleared outside the zone by Banwell all the way down ice. Time for one final rush for the Rams. On this power play, just 6 seconds remain. It's sent by Dak. Deep into that Windsor zone, going back after it. It's sent around on the boards by Banwell. Stopped in the corner, centered, scores! Chris Miller makes it 6-5.
And he didn't miss, Mo. Beautiful scoring effort there by Chris Miller. He took the pass from the corner. There it goes along on the right side. It goes behind. The defenseman couldn't clear it. It was picked up there in the corner right up to Chris Miller, and he didn't miss. A high shot over the glove hand of the goalkeeper to make it a 6-5 game. And don't go away with 9:01 left. We've got a hockey game here.
We sure do. We're in for a great finish. As Chris Miller, who's probably been the most effective player out on the ice for MM Robinson Rams here this afternoon, gets his second goal to make it a 6-5 game. And here they come back for more. A centering feed, Dimoff blocked it. Now a chance in front. Helke, big soft rebound, scores!
Unbelievable. They've really come back. I don't believe that one. The PA system has barely stopped making an announcement a goal, and before we know it, this game is tied with 8:49 left.
I believe it was Gerton who got the goal.
There it is on our screen. We're going to pick it up. Backhander, stop. Another quick shot there. That looks like him. Let me check. Number 14, Denny
Robinson
Gerton.
goal scored unassisted by number 14, Denny Gerton.
It was Denny Gerton. We've got a very different hockey game from what we had just 5 short minutes ago.
A 6-6 tie here in the Ontario High School Hockey Championship game with 8:49 to play. The Rams have battled back from a 6-2 deficit. Here comes Windsor, led by Richardson. Winds up long slapper, skate save made by Worthington. Now the Rams get it back through center. Shot into the zone. Imperioli back after it. He'll knife it outside the territory through center. Dak turns on his own line. His pass didn't work. That's Imperioli. Long breaking pass, but Dak blocked it as Richardson was looking for a breakaway. Rebels take it through center. That's Smart. Leaves it off. Here's Webster. Winds up. Slap shot. And a good stop there by Andrew Worthington. And it just shows you the value of a 2-goalie system, doesn't it? The Rams started Rick Burt, but they did not get the kind of keeping they wanted. And Andrew Worthington comes off the bench. And you cannot be reluctant to use your second stringer, and the Rams weren't.
Mo, I don't think there would have been more than a handful of people in this building when it was 6-2 who would have predicted this type of comeback. And Worthington has certainly played a part in it.
There's the draw going in the Rams zone. A long shot, hit a leg. Kinghorn gets a chance. Pass in the middle, picked off, and cleared out of there. Now the Rams will take over inside their own line. A pass intended for Sidorka, which goes all the way down ice. And play stopped on the icing call with 7:50 to go. I guess we can call it now regulation time, Gary, in this 6-6 tie.
All I can say is don't go away. We've got the hockey game of the day right here on Cable 14. The OFSAA gold medal game live from Cops Coliseum. 6-6 Windsor Riverside and MM Robinson of Burlington.
We get play going in the MM Robinson zone. It comes free here for Savage. He tried to one-hand it in front. Took his check down behind the net. Savage still fighting for it. He and DeMay go to the boards. Evans gets it up ahead, and it's banked by Ireland down ice. Racing back after it, Franson. Or Windsor drives it around on the boards. It'll be poked out of there. There's Kinghorn. Ahead here to Savage. He's moving in. He'll go to the corner. Still got it. Tries to come in front. And there's goalkeeper Worthington to smother it up. And a good play, really, as the goalkeepers now ought to be covering up everything.
The goalkeepers have got to be very tense and nervous at this stage of the game. Nobody would be more so than a goalkeeper. Obviously, he is the last line of defense. And I know from past experience of playing goal myself, but with 7:50 left, it's 6-6. And this is just like the bronze medal game.
Exactly. Fenelon Falls Falcons won that one 6-5 in overtime, defeating the Weston Emery Eagles. And here we have a 6-6 tie with just over 7 minutes to go in regulation time. Here's Miller for Rams. Unable to do anything, but Sprague will try it. He is checked. Coming back, Smart. Long slap shot. Just went wide. He got great wood on it. Here's Sprague. Got it up ahead. Miller, dangerous player for the Rams. Upended at the line. A loose puck. As goalkeeper Helke came way out, and Sprague just couldn't quite get to it. Here are the Rams once more bringing it in. Burton fakes a shot. Still has it. Centered it, but it's deflected away. Rebels start out, scooting through center. That is Webster trying to go in. Pass in front. Save, a beauty. A pad stop. Worthington blocking a great scoring opportunity there by Richardson. It's Burton unable to clear that puck out. He'll go to the corner after. It falls down on top of the puck. We'll get a draw coming to the right of that M.M. Robinson Rams goal. What a huge save just moments ago.
We had end-to-end action there, Mo. Just seconds earlier, Craig Sprague had a golden opportunity for M.M. Robinson. Then right back again came the Riverside, and of course Jeff Richardson almost put it in for the Rebels. So, but we're still here, level at 6.
6:06 to go, regulation time, as a centering puck will come back to this near point. There's a shot by Franson. It'll dribble behind the net. Savage is centered, but it'll go to the corner. Windsor pressing here, but Tower comes up with it, can't clear. There's Dimoff's shot. That deflects harmlessly to the near corner. Getting to it is Savage. Takes the body. He goes down. It'll be taken now by DeMay of the Rams. Up ahead. At center is Tower. Gets it into the zone. Going after it, Girton. He's wrapped up by Franson. There's Tower in behind the net fighting, and we get a whistle and a stop coming with 5:24 to go regulation time of a 6-6 tie.
And the Snipers will be trying to make their appearance shortly, trying to break this game open on both sides of the ice. Certainly for the Riverside Rebels, you've got to keep your eye on Jeff Richardson, number 44, Kerry Smart, number 77, Brent Webster, number 88, and Savage, 66. Well, on the M.M. Robinson side, don't keep those eyes on 24, Jamie Evans, number 15, Brian Stevens, and Brad Nutley, number 11, as well as Chris Miller, number 9.
Play going in that Windsor zone. It's driven by Langlaw up on the wing. Smart has it. Kerry Smart at center. He'll carry it into the zone. He's also going to go in after it, but Burton got there. Sends it around to this near side. It'll be played up on the wing. That's Evans at center. He'll pass it up as far as the Windsor line. It's stopped there. Here's Burton to try it. Spanks it into the Windsor territory. Helke out to stop it partially. Langlaw turns it back the other way. Rob Imperioli unable to get it away from Evans. Here's a centering feed. A shot. Skate save made by Helke, as it was Evans who had the chance. Back to that Rams line. That's Burton, who logs a lot of ice for the Rams. His pass got as far as center. Evans lost it. Burton again for the Rams. You got it once again to the neutral zone. Here's Imperioli. He can't get anywhere with 4:20 to go in regulation time of a 6-6 tie. It's going to be Imperioli getting it in over the line. He's upended, and it's shot back out to center ice. It'll be played by Kinghorn into that Rams territory. Once again, it's returned out again, all the way down to that Rebels territory. Backed off the boards near side. Bringing it in is Stephen. Looked to be offside, but no call. It's going to be DeMay moving up to hold in, but now the Rebels force it out. Stephen will back it up. Plays it off a skate. Bouncing puck. Chopped down and taken by Seguin. Gets it to Kinghorn. Here's Kinghorn trying to move around. Hilton gets grabbed, taken down, and there's going to be a holding penalty with 3:33 to go against Brad Hilton of the M.M. Robinson Rams.
A very blatant penalty there by Hilton. Should have known better at this stage of the game. I'm sure Coach McFadden must be quite upset at that one with just 3:33 left and a 6-6 tie in a gold medal OFSAA championship game. There it is right there. He just pulled him down. I'm sure he could have sufficed with maybe a stick check or maybe a quick bump or something.
And M.M. Robinson are also going to call a timeout right now.
Well, I would understand that as Coach McFadden would like to regroup the squad with just 3.5 minutes left, and the fact that they're going to play the next 2 minutes shorthanded, and you better believe that Riverside's going to have the heavy artillery out there.
Well, the M.M. Robinson Rams have been playing this last period on emotion alone, coming back from being down 6-2, and they've been riding that wave right through this whole period. The Riverside Rebels, they've been backing up and must be kind of wondering what do they have to do to put this team away. But here they have a great opportunity to once again take the lead, which they've had throughout this entire game. And they can salt it away for good with a power play goal now.
For sure there, Mo. When you're winning 6-2 in a championship game, not just a regular game, this is a championship game, and you blow that 6-2 lead, something has to happen to the chemistry of the squad, and I believe that has happened to Riverside, and I think the whole squad was demoralized while M.M. Robinson picked up the slack, and I have to give a slight edge to M.M. right now, although anything can happen.
Of course, they are short-handed, though, Gary, and if Windsor can control this face-off and work it around, get a good opportunity, and score, this is just about like overtime now. You could almost call it that.
Golden opportunity for the Riverside Rebels. And you're going to keep your eye there. They're out there. That big line, 77 Smart, 44 Richardson, 88 Webster. Those guys are going to be controlling that puck. And at the point there, I'm trying to see who they got back there. I think they got Banwell on one side.
There's the draw in the M.M. Robinson Rams zone. It'll come back to the point. A drive. Boomed wide as Imperioli let it go. It's still held in there. That's Smart going after it. Evans played it up the wing. Miller got it as far as his own line. Now it's out, and he'll clear it down to that Windsor blue line. Here's Banwell backing it up. He'll stop behind his own net. As we approach just 3 minutes to go in regulation time, a 6-6 tie here in the Ontario High School Hockey Championship game. Here's Imperioli moving in. A drive taken up on the chest and juggled by Worthington. And he did that rather casually, didn't he, Gary?
Casually, but inside, I don't think he feels too casual. He's probably just steaming inside. But he certainly, here it is on the replay coming down. Is that Imperioli? Yep. Good save. It hit him high on the chest, and he picked up the rebound with his glove. And, of course, that line's out there. I see Webster on there. I don't think the coach is going to make any moves there. Who goes out defensively for the M.M. Robinson and get 11 there at center?
Good, solid save there by Worthington as Imperioli can really fire the puck for Windsor. There's the draw going in the Ram zone. Rams don't win the face-off. A shot right on the net. A rebound! And Worthington again with a kick save as Imperioli moved up. Back to the far point. Richardson dumps it off to the side. Webster has it. Webster taking a look from there. Dumps now to the end boards. Moving out in front right through the goal mouth. Here's Imperioli. He's sandwiched. Gets it towards the net. Cleared out of there and spanked off the boards now down ice. As there's 50 seconds to go in this Windsor power play. Banwell is back for the Rebels. Just 2:18 left. Regulation time of a 6-6 tie. Here's a pass up on the far left wing. Richardson turns it back. Richardson gives to Banwell. He'll play it ahead at center. Dak broke that up. Here's Smart turning in the neutral zone. Cross ice here for Banwell, who will dump in. Retreating back after it. That is Dak to get it for Burlington, or rather the Robinson Rams. Can't clear. Now the Windsor club bring it in. Back to the point. Franson, cross ice. Weak shot on the net. And no chances taken by Worthington. He'll cover up.
1:44 left. The OFSAA gold medal game for hockey supremacy among high schools in Ontario. And the score is Windsor Riverside Rebels 6, M.M. Robinson Rams of Burlington 6.
Remind our viewers in the Toronto area, we may have to say goodbye early to you, unfortunately, before this one may be decided. as we're approaching the 4 o'clock deadline. We've got 1:35 to go in regulation time. The penalized player, Brad Hilton, is out of the box, so the Rams kill it off. It's sent around to the far wing. Dimmoff can't hold it in. Here's Sprague. Now to Steven, moving in. Steven, angle shot, juggled and just went wide as Helke certainly looked rather shaky. In along the end board, Seguin wanted to get a whistle, can't do it. Here's Miller, tried to get it out in front, he does, and it's cleared out of there. Back to the point, Hilton whips it around behind the net to this near corner. Here is Steven. He is tied up and long enough for a whistle. 59 seconds to go. Next goal should just about do it, wouldn't you think, Gary?
Did somebody script this hockey game by any chance, Mo?
You would certainly think so. This one and the one prior.
Somebody has said to us before these two games that both of these games would be overtime. I mean, this game isn't an overtime. We're 59 seconds away. But if somebody had said that, I would have said, let's face it, the odds against that are insurmountable. But we're on the verge of seeing that happen.
Face off to the right of the Windsor Riverside Rebels goal. That's going to be Steven for the Rams against Smart for the draw, and it's Smart who controlled it. Imperioli will knife it as far as center. Now the Rams flip it down to the line. Got it just in over the line, but pushed out again. Here it's going to be sent in by Sprague. Helke out of the goal, leaves it for Langlaw. Drift up the boards. Steven lets it go to Hilton. In for Steven. He's dangerous in the corner. Steven gets some time to look. He'll skate it up the wing. Less than a half minute to go in regulation time as Windsor started out. Center ice, that is Smart. He just dumped it off to an open wing. 20 seconds left. That is Hilton. He'll bank it as far as center. Hilton missed it. Look out, moving in. Webster centered in front. Pushed it just wide. Carey Smart, as that would have been the death knell indeed. Here's Langlaw's shot blocked. As 1 second, there's your horn, and again, Gary Carpanini.
The overtime
We've
situation
got overtime.
in this championship game. The teams
We've got overtime all, but even more than that, Carey Smart and Alex Webster and Brent Webster almost ended that contest there the same way they did it last night against Fenland Falls in overtime on the Mountain Arena. Almost the same type of ending. That same duel, Webster, Smart. And yes, we're going into overtime. It's going to take place in about 4.5 minutes. They're taking a bit of a break. There it is on your screen. OFSAA Hockey 88 gold medal game, 6-6 Windsor Riverside. M.M. Robinson. It doesn't get any better than this.
And we will come back with that overtime period. Don't go away.
There's 10 good reasons why now you've got it all on TSN all year long. The NFL is here. Follow the season with exciting live action as well as NFL news and highlight shows. Major League Baseball comes your way with more games than any network with the Toronto Blue Jays and the Montreal Expos. The NHL battles here with weekly games from the world's fastest sport. East-West showdowns from the Canadian Football League, including the annual Shenley Awards. Championship auto racing from around the world, or Grand Slam tennis events that follow the best in the business. Professional golf, PGA, LPGA, and the Seniors Tour. You'll see exclusive coverage of the Canadian Soccer League. Plus, there's a library of magazine shows to keep you informed. 5 times daily, the TSN Sports Desk keeps you up to date in the world of sports. 10 good reasons why we say...
TSN! Now you got it all!
It's overtime action here in the Ontario High School Hockey Championship game. The Windsor Riverside Rebels and the M.M. Robinson Rams played 3 periods and didn't decide the title. The gold medal still up for grabs here with a 6-6 tie. And it's what a comeback is the story in this one for the M.M. Robinson Rams. But can they complete the comeback? That's the question. They were down 6-2. I should remind our viewers.
They were down 6-2 and made a miraculous comeback. They're here at 6-6, and nothing better they would like than to win. Whoever loses this, it's going to be a heartbreaking loss, and there's nothing you can really say to get around that. Although they will be the silver medal winners, still nothing to sneeze at. But this OFSAA tournament's come a long way. It started way back in 1948 when Cooper Cliff High School won it, and it was held at Kingston. That's back in '48. The defending champions are St. Andrews from 1987, I should also mention. but it's a 40-year-old tournament, and many teams along the way.
They have traded ends. The Rams will defend to our left. The Rams of M.M. Robinson, while the Rebels from Windsor Riverside defend to our right. Overtime action as we get play going now into the neutral zone. That is Burton for the Rams, unable to bring in. He'll give it off to Tower. He's decked. Got it just inside the line. They scrum along the boards, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off coming in Windsor territory.
And it's time to pick our quick picks for overtime. And my picks for overtime, the game winner would be number 15, Brian Stephen on M.M. Robinson, and 77, Kerry Smart from Riverside.
There's a shot towards the net, just deflecting wide. It'll be covered up by goalkeeper Jim Helke. If I had to pick one aside here, Gary, I think for the Rams, Chris Miller has shone as far as I'm concerned, and a bit of a dark horse, Rob Imperioli.
Oh, you're going with the defenseman there.
I like the way he moves up with the puck.
Okay. Miller is also an excellent pick up front.
There's a draw in the Windsor zone, but it's going to be the Rebels coming away. 2-on-2. That's Kinghorn. Angle shot, hit a leg, deflects in front, and Seguin was too well tied up. There's Burton coming through center. Burton hits that line. He backhands a shot and steered to the corner. Now on the sideboards, heavy collision there. Puck comes free for Imperioli. Knocked down, but he gets up again. He's at center. Winds up, long slap shot, and a save made by Worthington as Imperioli can really let it fly. There's Seguin hooked down, tried to center, and is covered to the side of the net by Andrew Worthington. And both these goalkeepers, I tell you, they don't get a respite like the players who change up the lines do, so all the pressure definitely on them.
Although I guess Worthington, who was brought in the midway point of the game, was brought in. People are standing up on the other side. They're pointing down towards a player on the ice who was down in front of the M.M. Robinson bench ball, number 22, I believe.
Well, Mark Tower was trying to go off. He was upended as he was in collision with one of the Windsor players. There are going to be penalties called here, actually. It looks like one aside.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine to go with just one and not the other in overtime in a gold medal game. I've never seen it.
If you wanted to get out of here alive, anyway. So they are going to line it up for a draw deep in M.M. Robinson Ram territory. Face-offs are so important now, aren't they?
I can't describe how important this face-off is going to be in their end right now.
There's the puck down. The Rams do control it. They'll come out. Up on the far left wing, it's shot into the zone. It's going to be Helke touching, and icing is called, as the Rams had not crossed the center red line before they dumped it in.
So here we come to the gold medal game, though. M.M. Robinson against Windsor Riverside Rebels. And as I mentioned, Riverside are undefeated in this whole tournament. They're undefeated. They're 5-0 coming into today's game.
Well, who's going to be the big hero in this one? But as we were saying during the break, Gary, we know it's been a great game, but we just hope it's a goal of good variety that wins it. There's a shot by Franson, tipped right on. And it was very nearly ended right there as Smart redirected it, but Worthington's been solid in the Burlington goal.
Well, he has, Mo. I believe he's only let one goal in since he came in to the game to replace Rick Burt back in the second period.
Turning behind his own net, Kirk DeMay. He'll lead this M.M. Robinson attack. Off on the side here to Ireland. He let it go for DeMay. He's centered, and Smart takes it to the side. Teams are skating at 4 aside right now as Windsor come through center. Into the zone. That's Webster stops. Now makes a good move on Burton. Walks in. Chest save. A beauty by Webster as the net comes off those moorings. Rather, it was Webster who was stopped by Worthington. And Gary, that's your man, Brent Webster. You seem to think that he's going to end things.
Stupendous scoring opportunity by number 88, Brent Webster, coming down here. He stops, gets through his man. Look at that move. Boom. Good save there by Worthington, but that was the play that could have done it.
And Webster with the great move on one of the best M.M. Robinson Rams players, their captain, Trent Burton. Here comes a long shot. Blocker save made by Worthington, and he does that with ease, the goalkeeper. Looks like he does everything nonchalantly, and that shot by Imperioli was labeled. That's my man.
And I think what Andrew Worthington, the goalkeeper for Robinson, has got is a stacks of confidence right now. He feels very confident in that net.
Well, the puck was thrown back out on the ice as the spectator down there didn't want it as a souvenir. He could have saved it for me or something.
You've got enough of them, Mo.
There's a draw going in that MM Robinson Rams zone. Rams again control the draw. Here's Hilton up on the wing. It's pushed out to center. Richardson gobbles it up for Windsor. He can't get around Stephen. Stephen moving in. Rubbed in along the boards by Imperioli. Here's Richardson giving off to Imperioli. Teams will skate at 4 aside for another 50 seconds. Miller knocks it down. Got it to Stephen. He can't get anywhere. Now through center. That is Kinghorn. He'll just push it inside the line. Stephen backs it up for the Rams. That is Stephen starting away. Just shoots it down to the Windsor territory. Retreating back is Imperioli. He'll send it around behind his own net. That is Langlaw. He'll start Windsor out. His pass up on the wing. Good move, cutting to the center ice area. That is Richardson. He'll come into the Rams territory, trying to go in. DeMay poked the puck away. Into the corner it goes. Kinghorn coming out of there with it, and his shot hit a leg. Rams take over and float it out as far as center. Penalized players set to come out as the Rebels bring it in. Burton broke up that attempt. Here's DeMay, can't get to the puck, moving in, and checked off the puck was Smart. They try to jam it in at the side. Smart lost it, and it'll be pounded by Miller, not out. Now it's poked ahead. Nutley gets it up to Tower. Tower moves in. He's bodied hard by Langlaw. There's Banwell taking Nutley in along the boards. Comes around here on the near side. Teams are at full strength as Webster comes through center. We are in overtime of a 6-6 tie. Webster's angle shot, chest save. And Worthington pounces on top of the puck. And he looked to be shaken up for a second there, but he wasn't. 6:23 to go in this first overtime period of the Ontario High School Hockey Championship game. We are in overtime of a 6-6 tie.
And you saw that good goal scoring opportunity. And get your hand off that switch. Don't even think about changing channels. It's 6-6. It's the gold medal Ontario High School Championship game live from Cops Coliseum.
Don't even suggest turning that channel, kid. Another all-important face-off to the right of that Rams goal, rather. Savage going in for Windsor, but not for long. It's Kinghorn who will come in. He'll take it against Nutley. Now they're getting rather picky about how they line up for the face-offs. They'll draw controlled momentarily by Windsor. It's shot by Savage in deep. Kinghorn spun around. Here's DeMay. Sends it on this near side. Golfed by Tower down ice. A race for it. Nutley trying to go in and get it. He'll shoot it right on. And Helke makes the save. A great piece of hustling there.
Brad Nutley had it. I'm sure he visualized himself scoring that winning goal there, Mo, and that was the best opportunity for MM Robinson so far. Here he comes. He picks it up. He breaks off the check there. He gets it in there, and a good effort. He was actually hitting the ground there by number 2, Steve DeMott, the defenseman for Riverside.
So both goalkeepers, Jim Helke in the Windsor Nets and Andrew Worthington in the MM Robinson Rams goal, have come up with large saves here in the overtime to keep their clubs in it. It's sent around to the far corner in the Windsor zone. It'll be Evans getting to it. Angle shot, glove save. A dandy by Helke. Here's a centering puck. It'll come back to the point. Dak, his shot is blocked. Savage breaking down ice. He's got Seguin with him. Savage trying to move in. Backhander off the target. There's Seguin wrapped up hard in along the near corner. Comes free for Burton. The captain of the Rams, Burton, banks a pass up ahead. Evans, his pass blocked. Loose in the neutral zone. Kinghorn lost it momentarily. Just shot it to that Ram line. Moving up is Burton. He'll drive it in. As we approach the halfway mark of this overtime period, a 10-minute period, And we get it pinned as it's Seguin who is tired. He wants to get off. 6-6 tie. The M.M. Robinson Rams battled back from a 6-2 deficit to force this overtime period against the Windsor Riverside Rebels. And the next goal will do it, Gary.
We've got 5:15 left in sudden death overtime, and it stands 6-6. And as you mentioned, a big golden opportunity awaits the player.
Back to the point, a long shot, stick save. It's going to be held in. DeMay will dribble it in deep. Behind the net, Stephen. He tried to center. Imperioli sliding to make the stop. It's lifted up ahead. Smart at center for Windsor. He got it just inside the line. DeMay got back to bank it out. That is Sprague. He got it as far as center. Now it'll be taken by DeMay. Into the zone. Long shot off the target. Karam's in front. And Helke steered it to the corner. Now it's worked up through center by Imperioli. A 2-on-1. Moving in. Gets hooked down by Stephen. Great piece of back checking. And a nice move by Stephen. He'll bring it into the center ice. Tried to headman it. Was blocked. He'll continue on. Stephen into the zone. Trying to go in. Tried to backhand it in front. It was blocked. Now they go to the corner and hold it there. And we'll get a draw coming in Windsor territory.
Tension rides high through up the corridors of Copps Coliseum with 4:18 left in sudden death overtime. Riverside 6, M.M. Robinson of Burlington 6. And I got to tell you, one player there is going to be dreaming about scoring this gold medal winning goal.
You know, we talk about how draining this game must be for the players. How about the coaches on each team? They must be on triple deodorant by about now. There's the draw in that Windsor zone. The Rebels start away. Center ice. Seguin brings it in. Drops it off. Moving in with a chance. Kinghorn, but way out is Worthington to make the pad save. A big one indeed. There's Helke out of the goal. Yanks it up the wing. But moving up is Girton. He's fighting along this far side. It'll be shoveled out by Windsor. Burton can't get it away from Seguin, who moves in, but ties him up along the boards and comes away with the puck. Burton drives it around, stopped by Dimhoff, flips it towards the net, and covered up by Worthington. It was dribbling towards the net, Gary, but it was bouncing rather crazily.
That was definitely the type of goal you don't want to see to end an overtime thriller like this. And what's coming up here, we see this takes us back perhaps to Klingholm's up. No, that was the flipper there. But Kinghorn a little earlier had a golden opportunity.
It remains a 6-6 tie in this gold medal game for the title in Ontario high school hockey. Overtime session. The next goal will win it. It comes back to the point. Imperioli shot right on the net.
And that's
Worthington again comes up with a save.
And that's the man you had pegged for the overtime potential winner for Riverside. That's Rob Imperioli.
I can't say enough about the work of Andrew Worthington in the goal for M.M. Robinson. He has really shone between the pipes.
Must feel 10 feet tall.
Right from the face-off. It's going to go to the corner boards. Hilton plays it up on the wing. It's cleared, not out. Held in there by Imperioli. Session. The next goal will win it. It comes back to the point. Imperioli shot right on the net. And that's Worthington again comes up with a save.
And that's the man you had pegged for the overtime potential winner for Riverside. That's Rob Imperioli.
I can't say enough about the work of Andrew Worthington in the goal for M.M. Robinson. He has really shone between the pipes.
Must feel 10 feet tall.
Right from the face-off. It's going to go to the corner boards. Hilton plays it up on the wing. It's cleared, not out. Held in there by Imperioli. He's going to move in. A drive. What a glove hand by Worthington.
What an absolutely incredible save. No, it's just that was the save of the game. Of the entire 4 periods we played so far. Let's get a look at it. Here it is coming up. There's Imperioli. Boom, what a shot. And he just stole it right out of midair.
Beautiful stop, and if there are any scouts from the Ontario Hockey League here, I wonder if they'll be interested in the Andrew Worthington.
If not that, I'm sure somebody somewhere will be, perhaps university or
college,
hockey.
definitely. Yeah. As we get play going again in M.M. Robinson Ram territory. Banked up along the boards. There's Ireland's pass. Ahead for Evans. He can't get anywhere. Here's DeMay at center. In the middle for Burton. Unable to flip it in. Webster has it for Windsor. Brings it into the zone. Winds up a shot. Save. The rebound cleared out of there. Now on this near side they scuffle. It's Windsor Smart trying to work it free. It'll now come up the boards. Rams can't clear. Now they do finally. Burton gets it up ahead. Here is Evans moving in to Ireland. Ireland has it. Tried to return the pass. Imperioli broke it up. Can't clear. Here's Burton's long shot towards the net, but that was blocked. Imperioli is bodied there. Rather, that was Smart who was bumped. Here's an open man and couldn't take the pass. Sprague, or he had a great chance. Here's Evans. A pass intended for Pettit didn't work. It's banked off the boards, not out. Moving up on the play. That's DeMay. He fell down. There is Stephen trying to go in. He lost it. Banwell gives it to his teammate Webster, and he'll clear it down ice. Just 2 minutes to go in the first overtime period of this 6-6 tie. Here's a pass for Sprague. It'll go deep into that Windsor zone. Banwell back. Fanned on it. As you can tell, exhaustion now starting to take its toll. There's Stephen making the good move. He's hooked down to the ice. Puck worked free. There's a backhand towards the net, blocked and cleared out and down ice. Racing back after it. That's Kevin Dack for Robinson Rams. He'll bank it behind his net to the near side. Worked up on the wing. Stephen over skating. Continuing on is Dack, got as far as center, bumped down by Seguin. They scuffle right at the Windsor bench. It's dumped in again. Now the Rams just play it out. Seguin turns and fires it in. Karam comes up on the wing. Kinghorn going after it. His centering puck, but Stephen is there. Stephen for the Rams will initiate this rush. A couple of good moves at center. Stephen coming in over the line. Long shot just wide. The Karam by Miller. Tried to center it, but that was blocked. Under 1 minute to go in this overtime period. As it's sent down ice. There'll be no icing here. Dack back to get it for the Rams. Banks it up on the boards. Sprague takes it. Overskated, turns it back. Now giving off to his man. Broken up. Webster walks in, scores!
He did it. Brent Webster did it on a great play. He picked up the errant puck, came in, and he didn't miss. And they're swarming all over him now. The man who's very capable, but there were several scoring opportunities in overtime. Though there it is on the screen coming up now. The pass goes, and he loses, I believe, that. And Arias picks it up, boom, into the net. It was Webster as he took the puck, and that was just Hilton who had given the puck up.
Webster with the goal.
They'll play out the remaining 41 seconds of the overtime period. That's how they go about it. They did that last night. They played the full duration of the 10 minutes. But, well, you never know. But it looks like a gold medal is on the horizon for the Riverside. And Mo, I got to say one thing about this. Riverside has played 11 periods of hockey in the last 36 hours. They had an overtime period last night, too. So that's 11 periods of hockey in about 36 hours they've been played.
Well, it's been a great hockey game, but it's not over yet. Even though it's an overtime goal has been scored, it's a 10-minute overtime period. So it was not sudden death.
I'm sure if M.M. Robinson should score the next goal to tie it up, we might have some other stations pick us up and go national for the excitement of this contest.
Absolutely. But Brent Webster right now stands to be the hero, as he has just scored for Windsor to give them the 7-6 lead.
And I don't think they're going to go with their man in net. They're probably going to go with 6 attackers, it looks like.
So it was careless play really in the M.M. Robinson zone. The weak pass cross ice set up to play. Good anticipation by Webster to hone in on that pass and took it away from the defender.
He's an opportunist. What can I say, Mo? In the 3 games I've watched him, I knew it would have to be either him or Kerry Smart that would pull this thing away, and he's the type of player you give him a break, and he's there, Webster.
The shot was perfect. The coaches will always tell you the best spot to shoot is low stick side, and that's exactly where that puck went in. They are indeed going to go with the extra attacker, Gary. The Rams have their goalkeeper on the bench with 41 seconds to go in this sudden actually it's not sudden death, but we'll just call it an overtime period. This for the Ontario High School Hockey Championship. There we get play going. Rams do shovel it just inside the line. Imperioli couldn't get it out. Neither could Richardson. It caroms into the corner. Stephen going after it. Imperioli's down on top of the puck, and the Rams did what they wanted to do, force a face-off deep in the zone.
This is one of those situations, Mo, with 28 seconds left, where 28 seconds could last for 3 minutes and 28 seconds because of the fact that they're going to try and hold the puck up in any chance they can and tie it up.
Well, you have to believe that both clubs will have the players that have stood them well all season long. Rams have out Stephen for the face-off. There's the puck down. It's still loose at the circle. Now comes free. A shot right on the net. Helke stopped the drive by Sprague. That could be the biggest save that will decide it as Smart comes down ice for Windsor. Long shot towards the empty goal. Just dribbles wide. There's 12 seconds to go. Rams will have to hurry. A pass blocked by Webster. He's got a chance. Center for Smart. He scores! An unselfish maneuver by Webster to feed to Smart, and that will absolutely do it for Windsor.
The dynamic duel of Webster and Smart come through once again. It's been an incredible duel throughout the entire tournament, and it, of course, pays off there as Webster headed David off to Smart and let him have a goal here. As we see, it was picked up there. There's Webster, Brent Webster, over to Kerry Smart, and he, of course, doesn't miss with no goalie there. That's cemented at 8-6. You're looking now at the gold medal champions, Windsor Riverside Rebels.
It just shows you the kind of team unity that club must have. When a player like Webster saw Smart at the goal-off area, he could have shot it in himself, but dumped it off.
And that's it. There they are. It's all over, Mo. And the Riverside team commences the celebration and jubilation in their own end.
They come off the bench and mob goalkeeper Jim Helke as the mountain of humanity is now forming on your screen. Windsor Riverside Rebels, the Ontario High School Hockey Champions, and they did it in dramatic fashion with 2 goals in overtime. 8-6 they win. Actually, the game winner coming in the final minute of the first overtime session.
And I'll tell you one thing, during those last 30 seconds of play, there wasn't a single fan sitting down. The entire amount of fans on the other side of the bleachers were all standing, anticipating a potential goal there for M.M. Robinson until they cleared it. And a word for M.M. Robinson, nothing to be ashamed about. They are the silver medalist winners, and a very deserving team to have participated in this final game. And, you know, Coach Tom McFadden did a great job with his squad. They put out a supreme effort. They switched their goalies, and they fought right back to the 6-2 deficit to force this overtime thriller.
Well, you have to hand it to the M.M. Robinson Rams for their gutsy effort in coming back like they did. They never quit, and I didn't think that Windsor would be able to get back that winning form that they showed early. When they had the 6-2 lead, relinquished the lead, I thought that would be it for them. But they didn't give up. They managed to get their legs back. They showed that they are a disciplined hockey outfit and battled the Rams up and down the ice for almost a good solid 2 full periods at that even-Steven game and eventually get the game winner.
Yes, and that's a testament to head coach Terry Schneider of the Windsor Riverside Rebels. He got his fellows, after blowing that 6-2 lead, I guess he got them in the dressing room and convinced them to pick things up and produce the result, which they did by winning the goal. And of course, the silver medal is being handed out to the M.M. Robinson Burlington squad right now as they receive their silver medals at center ice.
Yes, there they are, the M.M. Robinson Rams, who need not hang their heads low, putting up a valiant effort in this one. They're collecting their silver medals right now.
That's the captain there, Trent Burton, followed there by...
And you have to believe it.
Injured player, there he is, Mo. He was injured earlier on.
That was Greg Collins.
Yeah. And for the 12.
There's no tougher way to lose a hockey game, let alone a title game, to lose it in overtime. It's the kind of game that these boys, they're not going to forget for a long time.
Danny Girton, the 22. There's Mark Tower, number 6. Craig Sprague, all receiving their silver medals. And a fine, brilliant effort by the high school from Burlington this afternoon.
It's the Windsor Riverside Rebels who are whooping it up. They're a happy bunch of lads as they await presentation of their gold medals.
The presentation of the first place gold medals from the OFSAA Organizing Committee, Dennis McElveen and John Chapman, to make the gold medal presentation to members of the Windsor Riverside Rebels.
Well, they're lining up for the medals there. There's Webster, Brent Webster, number 88. That looks like Demoff, defenseman Steve Demoff. Denny Seguin, or Paul Seguin, I should say, proudly showing off the gold medal.
Well, you can see quite a contrast in the faces, can't you? I mean, the M.M. Robinson players were so dejected, and here they are, the Windsor Riverside Rebels, a proud moment for each player as they receive their gold medal for capturing the Ontario High School Hockey Championship.
Eagerly awaiting their to go around the neck, the gold medals. There's number 20, that would be Bob Bell. But you know, Mo, just as excited they are, and the bronze medal winners from Fenelon Falls were also excited winning a bronze, but you know, the silver medal winners weren't that excited, yet they won the silver medal. It's just the fact that they have been through such a tough, excruciating game.
It was Brent Webster who scored the game-winning goal in this one. Webster had a pair of goals to lead the Windsor Riverside Rebel cause, and also assisted on the empty net goal.
Now we have upcoming 2 more special presentations. First, a very special presentation during the game this afternoon. Our panel was watching for the player judged to best illustrate good sportsmanship and high quality of play. Thanks to one of our sponsors of the tournament, Jostens of Canada, we have a very special ring presentation. Grant Weston of Jostens will make the presentation, and that presentation this afternoon goes to Riverside's number 88, Brent Webster. And finally now, our co-conveners of our OFSAA Championship Tournament, Ross McDivitt and Chris Newman, will make the presentation to the Riverside captain and assistants, if they'd like to join in, of the OFSAA Championship Trophy to this year's champions, the Windsor Riverside Rebels.
Okay, there's the presentation of the OFSAA Championship Trophy there at center ice, Mo. And they're a proud gang indeed, with their gold medals around their necks, holding their
and
championship
finally, if you
trophy.
will now, to the fans and to the players on the ice,
Paul Seguin, the captain of Windsor, accepting the cup,
both of our finalists
emblematic of Ontario High School hockey supremacy, and they raise it up high here at the Copps Coliseum ice surface.
On behalf of the Hamilton
they ought to take it for a turn around the rink.
I'm sure they will.
As now we get the traditional handshakes, showing good sportsmanship. 8-6, the final in this one. It went into overtime. Gary, we had ourselves a busy day, didn't we? 2 overtime games.
But the most exciting 2 hockey games you would ever want. The bronze medal game going in overtime with Fenelon Falls defeating Emory, and of course that was 6-5, and of course this gold medal classic matchup with M.M. Robinson falling to Windsor Riverside 8-6. This is a game which will probably go into the history books, if not this day.
So some fine hockey along the Cable 14 network for you this afternoon, and Gary Carpanini, been great working with you. I've enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed the hockey.
It was a stupendous day for hockey, Mo. A pleasure to work with you. And there you see a close-up on of those Brent Webster on your screen there with Seguin. And a marvelous opportunity to also promote high school hockey, which has been very exciting throughout the last 4 days in Hamilton.
And so for Gary Carpanini, this is Mo Carter saying so long from the Copps Coliseum. Your 1988 Ontario High School hockey champions are the Windsor Riverside Rebels as they defeat the M.M. Robinson Rams in the gold medal game. The final score, the Rebels 8 and the Rams 6.
Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time may go. Oh, my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. the shades of black boy Sally, no. It's you I love, you know. Hey, you know that I love your grand old t-shirt, toothy grin, funeral suit, or only just your skin. With me, your look is in, always in, 'cause you look good, darling. I don't care. You look so good, baby, whatever you wear. Winter, spring, honey, anything, summer, fall, anything at all you can hide. The you got inside. Faded work shirts, too shabby